Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everyone. Welcome to what is tuning up to be a bumper episode, a proper bumper episode. Sitting opposite me, we have our regular guru, physical media guru, Shane Hoffman. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, mate? It's been a hot minute since the last one.
It has. So regular listeners would know that the last two episodes are actually like a double feature. I guess I would say with Richard Johnson, with probably the biggest collection I've seen. It's probably not the biggest collection in the world because there's always a bigger fish. But Richard's stories are quite interesting. So if you haven't listened, go listen to those previous two episodes. We did delay this episode by a couple of weeks for that, so we could also get this show back on track, and that we're starting to talk about physical announcements when they're actually announced instead of before. So let's put us back on schedule. And Shane also has had a bit of a life change. He's moved to Adelaide, as we discussed last show. So, a bit of settling in time for Shane as well. So it's all worked out pretty well. Universe is smiling upon us.
I would say it's been for the best because there's been a lot more drops for some
Mm,
of these labels, maybe some double drops because there was something
mm.
at the start of the month and now we're into
Yes.
a new month. So there's just more to chat about. This episode's going to be quite large. I mean, not as large as Richard's collection. I mean, that's quite up there.
It is, isn't it?
Um, that's an absolute massive effort, a life effort for
The thing
physically.
about Richard, he's we all say we've got an addiction, right? But and look, I love Richard. He's a great guy. He's a really good fellow. We've become friends, as we've said in that show. But he's also hit me up to send him some stuff to the US, stuff that he can't get over there. So some really random stuff that's on eBay. So I've ordered a couple of those, and they've arrived, and I'm just waiting for something else. And I'll be posting him some stuff to the US come a month's time. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
That might be an opportunity to get some stuff we can't get
Well,
like
yeah, absolutely. We've discussed
here.
that. But when I weigh it up with him, because the shipping's quite expensive, because when they have their Barnes and Noble sales and whatnot, and stuff's on sale, when I pay the conversion rate, like the and shipping, it really doesn't make much difference. It's honestly, it's easier waiting for an Amazon sale or something, which you know, or Rare Waves, or when you want Criterion. I'm talking solely really about Criterion releases because that's
Hmm.
about all we can't get. That's harder to get here, but. Yeah, one day I might get him to repay the favor, but we'll see if the economics work out. I will do the math and see what happens. But this show, there's a lot to talk about pre into our regular segments. We will talk about, so our regular segments. As you know, we're going to do our transfers of the month. I am going to add in some more news and commentary from the physical media world that I've spotted across the last month or so, and then get into our pickups, which is going to be an epic conversation in itself for the month of July, being that there was a Prime Day sale and VS drops and blah, blah, blah. It's been epic for both of us. We'll do our roundup of recent releases and coming from our regular labels that we talk about. And yeah, and our 4K wish list, which I am a bit light on, to be honest, but I'll maybe make that up as I go along. Yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to get stuck into it. You got any transfers, any good 4K transfers that you wanted to highlight that you've seen in the last month?
I reckon probably the best one was Lethal Weapon.
It's a good transfer, is it?
It's off the hook. It is
Yeah, nice.
just really good. I mean, I watched that. I think it was earlier in the year, and I did that deliberately just to see the difference. And they've cleaned up a lot of the color, and having the director's cut as well on 4K that's a nice addition because that hasn't really been available. Like it was VHS and I think DVD, but after that,
Mm.
you couldn't really get that one. So I reckon out of everything I've watched lately, I'd say that's pretty up there.
Yeah, cool. That's good to know. I am going to bring up Lethal Weapon a bit later because it does relate to something else that Warner are doing. It's a bit of I have a bit of an issue with, but we'll get to that. I have three transfers that I want to talk. Do you have any other transfers that you wanted to highlight or?
No, probably not. I mean, I did watch Rango.
Oh yeah, Ringo's great. I
That
mean,
was
Yeah.
An awesome transfer. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
anything animated just seems to come out a lot better.
It pops a bit more, doesn't it? With the
Oh,
HDR helps animated
it
a lot.
pop.
Yeah, I love Ringo's a great film. Oscar winner, as we know. I want to talk about three, but I'm not going to dive into them too much. I did watch the seven 4K finally, and that's immaculate. Like it really is. It's just a fantastic transfer, even with yeah, it doesn't matter. Seven's just it's a fantastic movie and it's a fantastic transfer, and I was really happy to see that in 4K. One of my favorite movies of all time. Have you seen the seven 4K yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I thought that was just next level,
Mm,
unbelievable. I mean, if it's anything to go by when we get Fight Club,
yeah.
I
Anything David
reckon
Fincher,
that'll be
if he's
up
looking
there.
over it, it's going to be he's very detail oriented, Fincher. So yeah, we're going to be in for a treat with any of his transfers, I imagine, if he, as long as he's got a hand in them. And the next one I watched was The Wiz. I got the Criterion 4K during some sale, and The Wiz didn't like the movie that much. I understand its cultural significance, but it's not a great movie. But the transfer looks amazing. Like it looks stunning. And the next one's probably the biggest one that I really enjoyed with a movie that maintains the grain really well, especially from the era. But the color grading was impeccable on Waking Fright. The Waking Fright, I'd never seen Waking Fright before. Funky as hell movie. I thought it was great.
Mhm.
And the transfer is stunning. So I'm not sure if you've checked that out either. I'm not sure if you have that or not.
No, I haven't. I haven't picked that up. I haven't seen it either. So
Mm.
everyone was losing their minds over it.
I reckon you'd enjoy it, dude. I really do. It's very Australiana. Yeah, it's cool as. Got some really great, some familiar Australian actor faces in it as well. Yeah. All right. That's probably going to touch on our favorite transfers of the month. I wanted to talk to you, and I haven't pre-warned Shane about any of these questions because I do want some off the cuff remarks and maybe put him under some pressure. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I want to talk about what does out of print mean?
Out of print. What does it
Yeah.
mean? What does it
Well, I
mean
mean, I
to?
mean, well, the basic answer is that it's not being printed anymore, right?
Yeah.
But there's always findable copies and there's always re-releases and whatnot. But I just wanted to kind of talk about what does it actually mean? Like, does it mean it hasn't been printed for a certain amount of time and maybe that company's lost its license to reprint it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to discuss what does out of print mean because effectively once a release has happened, like let's say for example, Superman is coming out on October 8th, right? The new Superman. They're probably going to say print, let's just ballpark, they're going to print 10,000 copies for the world. Is it now out of print because they've that initial release? Does that mean it's out of print? Like, where is the line drawn? That's what I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting topic to maybe dive into.
I mean, out of print to me is basically like what you've said. We've just done a run. The first run is ten
Hmm.
thousand copies. We've sold all of those.
Yep.
We can't. That run's done. We're
Hmm.
finished with it. If we're gonna do another 5,000 copies, it'll be the second run.
Yeah.
So now, if you wanted that first run, sorry, it's out of print.
Yeah.
The second run, it might have some sort of variant artwork. It might not have a bonus disc with it. It might
Hmm.
have less features, but you
Hmm.
still have the actual film and everything with it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like anything, music, movies.
Yeah.
Vinegar Syndrome do run of the mill shirts, and they do a run of maybe 50 of each
Yep.
size. Once
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
they're gone, they're gone. They're sold out. They're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
going to redo some of them. I mean, there's some films they'll put out, and there's no hint that they'll redo that movie. Once it's gone,
Yeah.
it's gone. So,
See, the thing, well, I guess my question's actually derived from a lot of different areas, but I think what you just brought up, there's a thing with books, a book will have on the inlay, it's a first edition print.
yep,
In most circumstances, movies don't do that. You don't say they don't have a re-release of Jaws has had 55 releases, in its 50 years. They don't say this is release number 54. They just put it out in a different cover, a different artwork, or a steelbook, or
yep.
whatever it happens to be. This is what I want to know. When does it become out of print? Is it kind of an overused term? Is it a wasted term? Because is a movie ever really out of print? Or do we say Imprint recently have announced some of their latest announcements that this is it, this is all we're running. There's no chance of us doing another run of these. The Alfred Hitchcock sets that they come out with recently that have now been delayed until October is a really good example of that because the Hitchcock 9, which is his silent films that they released, I thought that was going to be a 1,500 print run, but I think it's actually been reduced to 1,000. It's been delayed. There are supply chain issues in the physical media world, which I'll touch on again a bit later. There is a materials issue just everywhere. And I read something earlier about that as well, especially with Master and Commander, and I'll maybe talk about that a bit later as well. But yeah, so when they reduced it from 1,500 to 1,000, which I assumed they reduced it to 1,000, I was like, and they said in their Instagram post, we're never gonna, this is it for that release. And they've done it with a couple lately. I think, what was the one they just announced recently? Life Force. Sorry, they said this is it. This is all we're running for Life Force. Does that mean it's out of print before it's even began? Like, is it instantly, if you want that Life Force, you better order it now, otherwise you may never get it? Like, what if they're printing 2,000 copies worldwide, what if the 2,001st person to order it doesn't get it? Like, do the stores, like JB Hi-Fi, do they get an automatic, here, you guys can have 500 copies for all your stores around Australia? And then let's not forget the big boy influencers, you get their free copies. Like, is that 10 copies already taken off the table? There's a lot. I don't know. I think there's a lot to think about with that, and it's probably something that we'll touch on in future episodes as well. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it is interesting, especially with Umbrella and Imprint, and Umbrella now. A lot of their stuff is numbered on their J cards, whereas before it kind of wasn't. So they said, "Oh, we've done 2,000 copies." How do you know they've done 2,000 copies?
Yeah, have they done 2010 so they can give 10 away? Like, yeah,
because like you said, there are people that are getting the free copies. We know that Orbit DVD, huge on the Australian stuff, Imprint and Umbrella. They always have a lot of copies. Now, it's cool to chat about this because 4 years ago, for example, Wolf Creek Deluxe Blu-ray, right?
Yep.
Sold out everywhere. You just couldn't find it. But then you go online and Orbit has them.
Yeah.
So apparently it's sold out, but no, they had them. So they must get allocated a certain amount of numbers for each title that they're going to get.
Yep.
Because they've got a following over there and people will buy them. And when I picked up my copy from JB, I kind of took a step back and went, shit, I can't believe I'm actually holding this because it's said it was out of print. They didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe out of print can also mean from the website, directly.
Yeah, out of stock. Well. Out of print means out of stock, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a really good point. It also leads into something else I wanted to touch on when we're talking about Umbrella and Imprint. They have numbers on their limited editions. And I actually watched Monkey Shines on the weekend. I've just taken it out of the package and I'm looking at the number. I'm like, it's actually number 200 and something I think it's the lowest number I have in any of those boxes. Like, it was 200 and something out of 18. What do they mean? Like, I mean, what's the importance of those, having them numbered? As a collector, it is kind of cool to have a numbered, and you kind of want the lowest one. But why do we? But why? I mean, I want to kind of dive into the psychology of why we want the lowest number possible. No one's going to get number one. That probably goes to, I don't know. They give them away in prizes and whatnot, right? But if you, sorry, just before I let you go, when I'm in, just my experience, when I go into a store and they have 2 copies of one of those numbered ones, and I want one of them, I always choose the lowest numbered one. Is anyone else the same? Are you the same with that type of thing, or?
I am.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Why do we do it? It's funny.
I mean, if you're never going to sell the copy, like, it really doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't. It means nothing.
So it's only a personal preference that you want the lowest number. Keep it forever. We die. Someone else will get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing because it kind of doesn't mean anything to the person who's bought it. But then you might have someone that's like, oh, I want this one because it's the lowest number. I mean, we know that they do these prize giveaways for the number one box.
Yeah.
We haven't won one yet. we keep
It's
trying.
unlikely that we will.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's a bit strange because
Yeah, it's a
sometimes you
weird
think
phenomena.
it's done and dusted, but then
Yeah,
all of a sudden there's a heap of copies out there. Now, where
yeah,
the fuck did they come from?
yeah.
If it was done and dusted.
They're
So
leaked back out. Yeah.
I can't remember which film it was. It's only just come out. They did a run of 1,000, and the demand was that strong. They
Yeah.
increased it to 2,000.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So
I've seen them do that
obviously,
before.
the pre-order setup is that everyone is pre-ordering it to secure their copy.
Yep.
Probably haven't started printing them off yet. There's still the window to increase it, but I think anyone who's pre-ordered it, oh yeah, 1,000 copies. I've got one of the 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
Oh, now they've made it 2,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not as rare anymore. Yeah. It hurt. Yeah.
so the number value for that as well is making it not so scarce down the
Yeah.
track. When it is
Yeah.
out of print, you can't get it.
Yep.
I mean, there is a lot of things to take into consideration, I guess.
There's another consideration that while you were talking, I was thinking of that if there was a limited edition of a 1,500 copies, for example, and I saw number 1,500 compared to number 200, I would absolutely want the number 1,500 because I've never seen a version that's within the top 100 of these releases, and I don't think I've seen a version that's within the last 100. Oh, I'll probably
Yeah.
have the last 100, but the very final copy, I
Mm.
reckon that'd be pretty sick too to have the final copy off the factories. Be like buying the last Model T Ford that come off the production line, having
Yeah.
the very final number. If yeah, I'd love for any listeners to reach out and give your opinion on that because it's really fascinating to me. It's the psychology of physical collecting. It's an interesting game. And when it comes to the numbers on it, and another thought that crossed in my head is like, there's that guy that we probably all know. His whole life he collects VHS versions of The Mummy, the 1999 Brendan Fraser The Mummy, and that's his whole life. Is he wants to collect every copy of that. If someone had, I want to collect every copy of Monkey Shines, and I had number 227 or whatever I have, would that be worth more because they have all the 200s and they only want the one copy from the 200s? Is that going to pump up the price? That's the only time that that's going to have value, right? It doesn't have any extra value at any other point in time. It is what I'm assuming. I don't know.
Well, I think also with their hard boxes, they used to do way less of like numbers. It
Hmm.
used to be like 300, maybe
Right.
500. Like every release was different. But now there seem to be a lot more higher numbers than just hundreds. Like you might have a
Yeah.
thousand or 1,500, 3,000, depending on what it is. The standard edition is always going to have more than the deluxe box.
Yeah.
But in the end, I don't think it really means anything.
No,
But depending
just for
on,
us.
yeah, I mean,
It's a nice little touch for us, for actual collectors, right?
I got number 45 out of 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to brag about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Do we even announce to each other? Oh, look, I mean, we might have a few group chats and whatnot, and we just go, oh, I've got number blah, blah, blah. But I looked at my monkey shines. I didn't send it to our group chat that we have with other people where I was like,
Mm.
oh, look at this. This is a really low one. I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then I put the J card in my J card drawer because I have to have a J card drawer. And then monkey shines just goes back on the shelf, like unnumbered now. But yeah, it's strange.
One other thing before we move on, you could pre-order something on the second it goes live,
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you won't get number one.
and you won't get a low number.
No.
I had this happen with hardware. I ordered it on the dot. When
Yep.
it clicked over, it went live. I was on their site.
And what number did you get?
And then when I got it, it was a high number.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that just
Yeah.
also
It doesn't mean
tells
shit.
me they
It's just about
get it
it's
all.
a,
I grab that one. I send it out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They just blind pick something out of the box. That'll do. We
Hmm.
don't care when he places. Your orders aren't time stamped. Yeah, it's
So
yeah.
I had the same thing with the Talk to Me
Oh, yeah.
edition with the hand.
Oh, have you got that?
I've got that.
Ah,
I pre-ordered that on the dot
yep,
when it
yep.
went live, and I didn't get a hand that was like a low number.
Ah,
I think for something like that, it is pretty cool. It would be cool to get a low number and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
probably have more value, but am I going to sell it? No.
yeah.
It's just a really cool collectible piece that one day
Hmm.
I'll have presented somewhere, but until then, it's still in the box that it came in. So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm glad we're having these conversations in public. It's good. The next one well, it's going to get people thinking and hopefully reach out and yeah, I genuinely want to hear other people's opinions on their collecting experience with yeah, limited or numbered editions, I suppose. Has anyone got anything inside the top 10? Has anyone got the very last copy, the last chicken in the shop? Because I'd love to know because I think it's cool. Next point I want to touch on is really positive news. I think the Sinners Steelbook selling out before it even hit stores was great. I mean, obviously JB got some in stores because that would be part of their contract, but the online, it was even removed from online. I was lucky. I'm glad. I actually watched the film in cinemas, walked out and pre-ordered it because it was available. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm getting that. Like, there's no question, especially for an extra $3 over the standard. Why wouldn't you? Yes, I was really stoked. But at the end of the day, it's Warner. They would have, these studios play, it's largely a guessing game, honestly, with these movies, because they come to these physical media decisions before the movies even hit cinemas. So they don't know. I mean, they watch those movies before anyone else, but they don't know how they're going to hit when they reach the public, right? They don't know whether they're going to be popular or not. Like a movie like Furiosa a couple of years ago should have been massive. Should have been a massive hit. It was a great film. Sinners come out, it's a great film, but they don't know whether the public are going to enjoy it. So those decisions are made before that. So they would probably go, "Oh, look, we'll do 1,500 copies." And I know, especially with Roadshow, they've burnt their bridges a few times with steelbooks that they've pumped up and the movie's been shit, so they don't sell the movie. The movie obviously has to be good for people to want to buy them, but Sinners is still the movie of the year so far, and it's selling out. Really positive signs. They will absolutely do it again in a few months before Christmas. I would expect more Sinners steelbooks to be hitting the shelves. So if you want to wait for them, wait for it. If not, yeah, get the standard. But it's a movie well worth seeing. Have you picked up Sinners yet?
I haven't even seen it yet. I've heard rave reviews from
Yeah.
yourself, a lot of other mates.
Yep.
It's just amazing, and that's great. But when I
Yeah.
saw the preview, I reckon it was before we saw Gladiator 2 in IMAX.
Mm.
I was not sure about it. I was like, yeah,
Mm.
I don't know about that film. I don't know if I'll enjoy it, but
It's
I am going to get it at some point.
on its surface level, it's very I guess it's kind of a standard horror-ish type of film. I mean, I guess no holds barred it is, I guess technically a horror film, but it's so thematically rich and dense. Like it really talks about. I mean, the reason I loved it is because of that surface level, because it looks great, sounds great, has some awesome music in it, some great moments. Michael B. Jordan deserves Oscar nomination for playing two roles, two very different roles. You look at him acting in the two different roles, and it's seamless, right? Because he talks to because they're brothers, obviously they're twin brothers, but they speak to each other a lot. It's really seamless. But you can tell you're looking at two different people when you're watching Michael B. Jordan acting in this film, right? You can tell when they're not on screen together, and only one of them is, you know which one you're looking at. You know whether you're watching Smoke or Stack, because Michael B. Jordan is so nuanced in what he does and so
Mm.
brilliant. Like he deserves nominations for this. But it also speaks a lot about African American culture and whatnot as well. Like it's a really impressive film from a thematic point of view as well. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna. I couldn't recommend a movie enough other than Sinners so far this year. Yeah, yeah. No more thoughts on that. I suppose we'll keep going. We'll keep going. The Sean Connery 4Ks are getting individual releases. They are coming shortly. Don't know exactly when they're hitting Australia, but they are getting individual releases. So if you didn't get the box set and you only like a few of those films, they are on their way. This is going to relate to a little bit also to not Lethal Weapon and Nightmare on Elm Street box sets, same companies. So the Connery come from same company as Nightmare on Elm Street and Lethal Weapon. I just want to go through a bit of a timeline of events with Nightmare on Elm Street, right? So we got a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K steelbook. Then we got that collector edition set, the same as we got for The Wizard of Oz, for example, the $80 sets, right? Then we got a standard edition of Nightmare on Elm Street. And now they release all of them on 4K for 140 odd bucks, which I think is a fantastic price for all those movies on 4K.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing price. won't be buying it because I'm happy with my Blu-ray set. To be perfectly honest, I don't need that in my life. I totally understand people that do. It's a great set and yeah, well worth getting if you don't have them, I suppose. But I think it's a bit rude that that's their marketing, is that they release the 4K on steel, then they release a standard, and then they do the box set. I'm fully expecting this is what they're going to do with Lethal Weapon, which is why I'm not buying the Lethal Weapon steelbook, because I'm just expecting the same behavior. I think it's a little bit rude to collectors that they do that, because how many people have double dipped, triple dipped now on Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that behavior.
Well, I'm a bit of a freak for that film. It was the
Mm,
first horror film I ever saw when I was younger. I was about
probably
seven,
mine too, actually. Yeah,
seven,
yeah, yeah,
and it was on TV. And part two followed it. Then part three came after it. All heavily edited, obviously.
yeah, yeah.
So it's always been a fave over the years, and I used to have the DVD box set, which is worth
Hmm.
getting alone for the bonus features.
Right.
It's got like a house walkthrough that's filled with Easter eggs, so you can
Oh,
sort of
okay.
navigate with your remote, go through the house, and
Ah,
look through different bonus material.
sweet.
So was the first 3D version of part six at the end. So great transfers for its time. And then you got your Blu-ray one that came out well after that.
Yep.
And for number two alone, there was a lot more detail that came out of that. Because
Mm,
the final scenes were quite dark in the boiler room, and you couldn't really see like the dog creatures in the DVD version. They were very dark. The detail was just not there.
right.
Blu-ray bought that completely out. So I am excited about seeing all these in 4K. I picked,
Have you not picked up a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K yet?
so I got it through when
Ah,
I got
yep.
the slip version and the deluxe set. And I haven't opened the deluxe set. They are numbered and they
Hmm.
came with the steelbook inside of it. So I can't remember how many they did of that. Probably 10,000 or something. So there, I mean, we got that as well, which was really cool. I don't think there's many kicking around now, but I did see the standard edition the other day when I went to
Yeah.
JB. But I guess it just comes down to, what do you want? Do you just want the
Yeah.
film, the standard, or
Yep.
do you love it that much? You want that extra bit of bling, and you go for the steelbook with the different
Yeah.
variant art. I find the art on the steels is always better than
Mm.
the standard. It's like, John Wick 4 came out, and I got both because
Ah,
I love John Wick, and the
okay.
art on the steelbook was just wild. So I ended up getting both. But
Did you
that
get the Titans of Colt?
I
Did you end up
did,
get?
but
You did you?
not the
Yeah.
one here, but
Ah,
I
okay.
got the one I pre-ordered it through Rick because
Gotcha.
at the time there was no word we were getting it. Uh,
No. Why would we expect it here? It's the only one that's ever been released here, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that to get
Yeah.
a Titans of Colt through JB,
Mm,
that's huge. And
absolutely.
price wise, it was about the same.
Yep.
So definitely moving forward, if we're going to get more stuff like that, definitely worth picking up
That
for sure.
I'm hoping that was a market tester to see if they sold them, because if they, and I'm assuming they did. I've not looked for it because I was never going to buy it. But if that sold really well, absolutely we're going to get more copies or something like that. JB, hopefully it'd be cool if JB working behind the scenes to get Arrow to Australia. They do it in New
Oh,
Zealand, right?
be
So
amazing.
why not bring it to Australia? Like, how are they not working on that? If physical media sales are picking up, hopefully they get rid of all those fucking Monopoly boards in their store and then put another shelf of physical in. Because that's what they did. I know
Yeah.
the few locals around me, they removed shelves and literally replaced them with Monopoly boards. Like, all, how many people are buying Monopoly boards? Anyway, sorry, that's just that's just a pet peeve. But I still want to touch on this behavior of releasing this marketing of releasing the steel, releasing the standard, then doing a box set of all of them together. They should announce that to people who want the box set, because there's these double dipping. It's a little bit rude to say, "Oh, we're only releasing this." No mention when they release the steel, we're going to do a standard. No mention that when they release a standard, we're also going to do a whole box set of steelbook of these. Like, not announce that for people who can wait, and then people who want all of the movies on 4K now are going to go, "Well, I've already got it. Are they just going to put it on the secondhand market or keep them? And I don't know. It's just a bit duplicitous in my opinion, which is why I'm holding off on Lethal Weapon. I won't even buy a standard when the standard comes. Terminator, the Terminator standard will come at some point too, probably next year or late this year. I'm waiting. I'm absolutely waiting to see what happens. If it doesn't, then I miss out on Lethal Weapon. Big deal. I have a Blu-ray set of it. I'm not going to cry my spilt milk. But if they release all Lethal Weapons, all four of them in a box set on 4K, then I'm more likely to grab that and upgrade my Blu-rays. But when they're releasing drip feeding us, gets on my goat a little bit. I hope other people feel the same about that. I can't be the only one.
I'm hoping that they do each film in that deluxe box. For me,
Mm,
I think
mm.
that's wild. Um,
Yeah, that's a cool steelbook. Like when there's any embossing or debossing on a steelbook, it's
hmm,
always great.
it's just stepping it up, really. I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I opened that for you.
Yes,
I
you
mean,
did.
I watched it that night anyway, but I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
open anything until I'm going to
Mm,
watch it. But I
same.
wanted to
Yeah.
show you how wild it looked, and it's a pretty
Well,
cool set. Like,
yeah.
so I do hope it sells well, so they do
Mm,
the rest of them like that, and then you've
yep.
got this crazy movie set. Um,
Yeah.
the same with the Dirty Harry films. I hope that they do the
Yeah.
same with that because that was a really cool set as well. And as we both just in,
Oh, it is, yeah. That's because that's an 8K. They upscaled it to 8K and then has to be descaled to 4K to get on the disc. But that Dirty Harry 4K is one of the best I've ever seen. Next to 2001 Space Odyssey, yeah, insanely good. Keeping on the topic of steelbooks, that catalog titles are no longer exclusive to JB Hi-Fi. Easy DVD will also be selling catalog steelbooks. Holy Grail is the first one of those that comes out soon. The Holy Grail. I can't remember exactly when that's coming out off the top of my head right now. I do have it written down somewhere, but that is, a catalog steelbook, and we're going to see more of those in future. That where this is a catalog title, and the only way it's being released is steelbook. It will not just be a JB Hi-Fi exclusive. DVD will be selling them too, and a few bucks cheaper as they are able to do. Anything? Got any opinions on that, or you're happy with that, or
I've never actually seen that film, so
Holy Grail?
never.
Holy Grail's great, man. It's not. I like the life of Brian more. I mean, yeah, but you've never seen Holy Grail. Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Monty Python.
Okay.
And the one I love the most is, well, obviously, it's The Meaning of Life. I don't know.
Yep.
I just sort of clicked with that one when I saw it when I was younger and just liked it ever since.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that was a great transfer. So I have no doubt
Mm.
that these other ones will be amazing. But, for diehard fans of Monty Python, I mean, like
Yeah.
we're talking about out of print stuff,
Yeah.
that's had
Yeah.
loads of
It
releases,
has.
like
Yep.
box sets of their stuff, and I mean,
I'm hoping it sells well so we do get Life of Brian. Because, I mean, I do have a Blu-ray box set of their three movies. It's called The Holy Trinity, I think, which I still think is sealed because every time I want to watch these movies, I've just put it on whatever streaming service they're on. But super keen to check them out in 4K. But I think it's great for the market that it's not just exclusive to JB now. Yeah, it's going to be positive signs going forward when these catalog steelbooks. That's not going to be from the Warner Roadshow ones though. It's going to be from the labels that All Interactive control, which is Sony, Paramount, Universal, Lionsgate, those type of ones. Not Lionsgate, sorry. I always mix up Lionsgate and Studio Canal. Studio Canal. Speaking of Lionsgate, Lionsgate and Umbrella have both now. I don't think Lionsgate have officially announced, but Kevin Smith announced it on their behalf. The Dogma is coming. Both going to be very different sets and expensive, but God, I'm waiting for one of them to announce them so I know which one I want to get. Whether the Lionsgate comes to Australia, it probably won't because Umbrella are doing it in Australia. So I can't imagine JB. There's no one in Australia has a license with Lionsgate titles, which is why we haven't seen the Kill Bill or Jackie Brown 4Ks yet, because there's no continuous contract with them. So it's kind of a lot of their films are just up for grabs. So I've got this weird feeling I'm going to end up with both of these sets from Umbrella and Lionsgate because I'm already pre-planning whatever Umbrella release, I'm getting the biggest, most expensive box that they release for it. That's happening because I still have PTSD from missing out on the Dogma Blu-ray when I had it in my hot little hand for $13 like 10 years ago, and I never grabbed it. I was, oh, I'll grab it another day, and it's quickly became persona non grata. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for that. You've seen Dogma, right? I don't know if you've seen Dogma.
Long, long, long time ago.
Logma
Uh,
ago.
we were chatting about this. I think it was earlier in the week, or maybe last week, or when they announced it with Lionsgate doing it, and obviously Umbrella. I mean, Lionsgate. These stills are obviously super popular because
Mm,
they sell out quick and they look amazing. But for
yeah.
us down here, it's very expensive. You're
Yeah.
looking at least 100,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
usually way
Absolutely.
more. I mean, I would have loved to have got the Frailty
Yeah.
release. That just looks unreal. That's like a semi big box.
It's
And
pretty expensive though, right?
oh,
120 something, wasn't it?
I think it was,
140.
I think Rick had him for 135,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for him to be even up
But he only had
there,
four too.
super limited.
Yeah.
The the crazies. He
Yeah.
had a handful of them come through at one point, then he got a couple more, but that was up there as well. And that, I mean, I remember seeing that when it come out. I wasn't overly fussed with it, but
Yeah.
it's got this following. So,
Yeah.
heaps of people love that film and it sold
Yep.
really well.
Yeah, I've never seen Frailty, but I looked it up and I was like, it's rated really well. Bill Paxton directing, reads really well. I'm like, I still don't want to pay that much for it. But then I saw people like some people I follow in the US getting it. I'm like, it would be nice. Would have been nice, but that's okay. It's not gonna be the end of the
I've
world.
got the Blu-ray of that,
Hmm.
so it's not like I don't have it. I
Okay.
do have it, but it would look awesome in 4K, no doubt. But
Definitely.
do I really want to pay like a crazy amount for it?
Yeah.
Like, probably
Yeah. Yeah.
not. I just
No,
can't afford it.
there are other things to buy anyway when you've got that much. When if it's that much money you want to spend or got to spend, it's like you could probably buy three or four other titles for the same
Oh,
price. I don't know.
easy. And I could get Sinners.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm
Um,
sure the eBay prices for a Sinners still
I've
like a
not looked them up. It would be
few
interesting.
hundred.
It would be interesting to look up. And honestly, if that's the way you want to buy it, my recommendation is don't, because I've said it. I think it will get another release. They did it with the Terminator ones, as most of us would already know. Those Terminator ones ran out real quick, and they did another limited run. A couple of other. When I put my tongue back in, a couple of other little things to talk about before we move on. A small update about Shout and Scream in Australia. Not a lot of news, but September 17, we are getting Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, the 4Ks, with new covers. They look pretty, I actually like the Dark Crystal cover quite a lot. As for what's happening with their other stuff, it's just really slow going. There's a lot of administrative time is being taken in just the packaging of stuff, to be honest. Like there's emails flowing back and forth. And I guess it's just all taking time for things to be looked at. There's other priorities and blah, blah, blah. We may hopefully see some of these golden princess titles before Christmas. They were supposed to start in September, but yeah, stuff is being delayed. And like I said, there is supply chain issues down the track, which is why a few things have been delayed. I've had a couple of orders be delayed. Via Vision or Imprint announced that some of those Hitchcock titles that were coming in September have been delayed to the end of October now as well. So it's an industry-wide thing, I think. But it is happening. It's just taking a bit longer than it should. That's all. So that's the Scream and Shout update. Without having given you one for a few months, that's pretty much all I can say at this point in time. But nothing has changed. It's just taking time, sadly. And last one. The last one before we move on, Shane, which I have discussed with you prior to this episode, like a week or so ago, that our little show is growing nicely. We're doing quite well. It's ticking along, and the numbers are moving up, which is good. It's a positive sign, and thank you for all of our OG listeners and fans and new ones coming on board. We are growing on Apple Podcasts, which is a very positive sign, and some really eclectic locations we're also growing in, which I still cannot fathom, but I'm blaming it on VPNs, like people having VPNs and downloading us on, I don't know. But for us to have a large growing following in China makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Like, if it's true, love it, appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks for joining along. And I hope I'll you know, hopefully I'm helping you out. But it doesn't make any sense that China, the Netherlands, and Sweden are jumping on board. If you are from any of those countries, reach out. I want to know because welcome to the club, welcome to the craziness. But yeah,
I think for two dudes that are just chatting about the movies they love and the new stuff that's coming out,
Yeah.
going off on a gajillion tangents,
Mm.
reeling it back in at the end, it just blows my mind.
It does. It's great. Like I
Yeah.
love it. If it's true, if it's not VPN, I love it. It's awesome. Pretty stoked actually. But yeah, surprised and stoked. Stoked prized, stake prized. Anyway, so we're going to get into the show proper. Thanks for being, tuning in, and hopefully we have imparted some what's the word? Thought projects, thought experiments on you. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, and reach out if you want to. Yeah, to me or Shane, if you want to let us know your experiences on that, because I genuinely am keen to know. So what we're moving on to now, though, and I'm going to let you go first, is what have you had arrive this month? How many, if you want to say how many, but what are your highlights? Or
I find it funny. I'm only laughing because I've just moved back to Adelaide from Tasmania, and I've already picked up over 30 titles, and I've
Mhm.
only been here less than 4 weeks. So I know we laughed
That's a
about
lazy
this
month.
the other day, and it just shows how much this is a part of our lives. Like
Mm,
can't just move and not get anything. Like it's just in
yeah.
us. We just need to keep updating and seeing the best things we can. So,
It's therapy, keeps us happy, keeps us out of trouble.
well, that's it. It really does. I don't know what my life would be like if there weren't movies involved because I had a click with it since I was like 7. So this is it. That's it. I
Yeah.
can't just turn it off.
And we
So
don't want you to.
basically, I think it was earlier this week, or maybe it was last week. I got my Outrun haul. So
Mm,
Rick was holding them for me until I moved and got an address to send to, and basically, yeah. So I got the Beyond Deluxe set, which I haven't watched yet. We'll get into that. Obviously, Lethal Weapon Deluxe set, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, Spaceballs 4K, The Faculty 4K, RoboCop 4K, Jason Goes to Hell, the Arrow Deluxe Slip version, Jason X, Angel Town, Bolo Young Double, which has got Blood Fight and Ironheart, and another one from Beyond the Grave. So that's what I got from Outrun at the moment. Also picked up The Last of Us Season 1. Can't wait for Season 2. That's going to be awesome. The Fallout Steelbook, which
yeah. Great,
that's
right?
sold out near everywhere. It was very
Really?
popular. I reckon. I haven't seen
Yeah.
one in
Well,
JB since I bought it.
and at that price point was staggering. $45.
Well, this is now that you mentioned that, I was in JB last night, as you know, after work, having a look,
Mm.
and they had Halo
Oh,
season
yeah.
one, $95. It's not
Yes.
a steal, it's just
No.
regular case.
Yep.
Or if you want season 1 and 2, it's $180.
Uh-huh.
I looked at that and I went, well, I'm not a fan of Halo, but for that price, I'm never going to be a fan of buying that. So it just made me go, well, Fallout, $45 for that steelbook. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's just like I'm dreaming. So I'm gonna buy it. It's a no-brainer.
You've seen Fallout though, the show?
Yeah, I watched it
You've
that
seen
night
it
when I
since?
got it and I binged it until I finished it.
Fucking loved Halo. Yeah, I love Fallout. And season two is around Christmas, actually. I think the second season will come around Christmas. I love Fallout. I've never have no affiliation with the games. Like I've never played them. The only thing I ever knew about it is my boy played a little bit on his iPad, which wasn't obviously the real game, but I knew it existed. I knew the thumb guy, the little boy with his thumb, which turns out not to be a little boy with his thumb. Fucking great show. And look, I only watched it purely because I love Walton Goggins. I was like, oh, Walton Goggins is in the show. I'm watching it, whatever it is. And he's fucking great. Such a cool show.
He's
And then,
so good. Uh,
yeah,
just
just
amazing.
yeah, and Ella Purnell I think, is really great as the main protagonist in this, and yeah, Fallout's great. And I'm kicking myself a bit. I got this is the irony, man, because this is funny as fuck, and people listening are gonna laugh if they know me well enough. I paid overs for it. I actually pre-ordered it because I didn't think we were going to get it in Australia, especially a steelbook, because I love the show that much. Pre-ordered it through Tape Film for a stupid amount of money for this steelbook. It comes with art cards.
Oh my god.
That's the only difference. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. Idiot.
It's extra $55 for some cardboard.
I got look, no shade at all to Tape Film because I've had some dealings with them, and Simon is great. But yeah, gotten a few great deliveries off him lately. But holy shit, I'm still. It's one of those things. I've just taken it on the chin, that extra 50 odd bucks, and I'm like, fucking okay, whatever. It did allow me to build up some points, and I got my next movie off him at a really discounted price because I used my points, and that arrived on Friday actually. But yeah, it's quite ironic that the man who hates art cards pays overs because it has art cards. But I didn't pay it for the art cards. I actually paid for it because I didn't think we are going to get a steelbook of it in this country. That's another thing that bugs me is that they take so long to have those announcements come here. I'm like, well, I'm not missing out on this steelbook. I'm buying it. $100, sure. Hate it, but sure. And then they release it here for 45. I'm like, you motherfuckers. I actually had half a mind to message someone and go, can I cancel that one? And I'll just pick it up from JB, but I was like, nah, I won't. I won't. That's a bit, yeah, I didn't want to do that. And I want to support, our smaller suppliers. So, our smaller dealers also. We should call them dealers, right? That's kind of what they're turning into.
When I got that at the shop, the guy I spoke to said we've all put a copy aside for ourselves.
Yeah.
The one that I had in my hand
Yep.
was the last copy in the shop.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, we just can't believe it's this price. Like it's
Oh,
so
no.
cheap. And
Yeah.
for a steelbook, I mean,
And mind you,
I
they'll be
mean,
probably getting that for 30, less than 30
oh
because of staff
yeah,
prices.
for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the steelbooks, as we've seen, the prices go up and down.
Oh, off chops. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was happy to get it because I'd only ever seen the first three episodes on Prime, and then we
Yep.
we didn't end up finishing it. So other than that, I also got As Above, So Below, the
Yeah.
lenticular box set. I haven't watched that yet. I have seen it, but not for a while. Got Nosferatu,
Nice.
Gladiator 2.
That's a beautiful looking movie.
Yes, I still haven't watched Nosferatu yet. I don't know, just waiting till it's dark enough.
Yeah.
It's the best experience. Rango, Sonic 3, Anchorman, If, Sea
Yep.
of Love, which I have you to thank for the Prime Day sale,
Yep.
which was great. Tomorrow I should have my VS all. So I got Mac and Me. I'm so keen to watch that. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. So
I'm not sure if I ever saw it actually.
I
I
just
probably did,
remember it.
but Paul Rudd makes me remember it.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
So yes, that will be good. Carry 2, The Rage, The Card Player, Nick Mallard Collection, which has got 357 Magnum, Alcatraz Breakout, One Armed Warrior, Street Race, and Shotgun. And they're all really not. It's not like they're full movies. They go for about 60 to 70 minutes each.
Okay.
They
That's
don't.
sweet.
They don't rate well, but I don't care what ratings say. I think they'll be entertaining
Yeah.
nonetheless.
I'll figure that out over some time.
Another one from the 70s called A New Leaf, which is a cinematography release.
Yep.
We're No Angels with Robert De Niro, I think Sean Penn. I don't remember that since like VHS. And Lost Faith, Fatal Games, Unmasking the Idol, I Can See You, which is actually a 3D film. So that'll be interesting. And They Call Her Death, which I didn't know anything about. It is a new movie, but the guy who directed it did like a video snippet on the Vinegar page.
Okay.
Talking about it and films that inspired him to create it. And just from that 3-minute video, I was like, sold.
Yeah, right.
That just sounds really cool. So
yeah, sweet. That's good to know.
I mention these because they are in the state. So we'll have them soon. So may as well.
Out of Gate, mate?
Netley Gap. Where the fuck is Netley Gap?
Why would they go out there?
I have no idea. Like, I mean, I've got stuff from
I'd be worried. I'd be ringing people up saying, "What the fuck, man? Why are they doing out there?"
Well, it's a processing center. I know that.
Oh, okay.
It's meant to be delivered tomorrow.
Okay.
So
yeah, very nice.
I will hold my breath until it gets here. But yeah, that's all the latest pickups that I've got, which is quite a few.
Sweet. Well, okay, over to me. I'm not going to say all of mine, obviously, but during the month of July, I had exactly 100 new titles arrive. 100. So I had a couple of quiet months, right? We know this. I had a couple of quiet months, but I've had 100 titles. Thank you mostly to Prime Day. I did get quite a few from Prime Day because the sales just keep coming. They don't announce them all on the very first day. I'll just go through some highlights that I've gotten. So everything I say isn't from Prime Day. There's a lot of secondhand ones in here as well and used ones that I got from Uncle Wayno on his Whatnot streams. If you don't know Uncle Wayno, look him up. He has this magic gravitational physical media magnet inside him where he just picks up the most random. I'm going to put it in quotes, but you can't see him. Out of print titles that you just can't find. So I picked up Lake Placid Blu-ray. I have had a DVD of that. This is how much I love Lake Placid. Is that one day I went to JB, saw it in DVD. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get it because it's the only way I can get it. But now I've got a Blu-ray. Friday, City Slickers. I picked up the Brazil 4K in the heat of the night with Nail and I and the Wiz from Criterion sales that they had before Prime Day. Also picked up Bring It On, the old movie from 2000s with Kirsten Dunst. Strange enough, I didn't realize Peyton Reed had directed that, but I remember really liking it as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get that. I actually imported that from America. Where else are we? I did pick up the Jurassic Park Steelbook box set. The Steelbook Jurassic Park OG3 Steelbook. Absolutely worth an upgrade. Even if you have a standard 4K, I think this Jurassic Park, the upgrade into Dolby Vision is really impressive. It's just brighter and clearer and just adds bit of a bit more texture. One I'm excited to talk about and rewatch again is The Third Man from Orson Welles movie from 1949. It's a British noir. It's a great movie, absolutely worth a watch. Some other highlights: Kill Bill 1 and 2 and Jackie Brown 4Ks because they were on sale. This is Prime Day sales now. Tombstone, Requiem for a Dream, which I've never seen, but I hear it's very bleak. I did pick up the Scary Movie trilogy, the first three movies on Blu-ray because they were finally cheap. One of my favorite steelbooks, which I did highlight on my KerbSide Collections Instagram page, is the 4:30 movie, Kevin Smith movie from last year. That steelbook is fantastic. It's basically looks like a VHS tape, very realistic. It's debossed on the back where the little sprockets are. It's a great steelbook. I love it. Picked up Body Double, the Brian De Palma film. That steelbook was a no-brainer for 41 bucks because that's the cheapest it's probably ever going to be. Other highlights in here: April Fool's Day, which I'd had my eye on for a long time. April Fool's Day was a great film. I did pick up the I Know and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer 4Ks as well because they were like 20 bucks. They were cheap as. What else? What are the other highlights? Dead Man, Jim Jarmusch film on Criterion. Also from our good mate Rick at Outrun, I picked up Warfare and oh no, I didn't pick them up from him. I apologize. I did not pick those up from him. I got them from Tape Film. Warfare and Cobra, the Stallone film, the Arrow release. From Second Sight, I got Dog Soldiers, The Guest, and When Evil Lurks. Finally, they arrived. And also from Arrow, I got Zombie Flesh Eaters, the Lucio Fulci film, which that's a big fat box, which I'm really keen to get into. I do also have Arriving Tomorrow. Speaking of Arriving Tomorrow, this is from Rick at Outrun. My Small Soldiers steelbook will finally be here along with the stuff on 4K. They're the key highlights. Any thoughts? Oh, also, I got from Uncle Wayno, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I've never seen it, but I've been keen to get, and it was long out of print, but apparently getting a 4K. But yeah, happy to hear your thoughts on any of those movies. I know I went pretty quick.
A 4K of Rocky.
Rocky Horror Picture Show apparently is getting a 4K. Yeah,
I
I'm
was
sure I
going to
saw.
say, I didn't think that had come out yet.
Oh no, it's not out. No, I've got a Blu-ray of it. Sorry, the 4K is apparently coming though. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a dream, but I'm sure I heard it was announced as coming from somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's
Yeah.
classic film. Like,
Yeah, massive
Gary,
cult pick. I don't know who the label is. It sounds like it could be a Shout or Scream. I don't know whether it's coming from the Fox. I think it's a Fox movie from the back Disney catalog movie because it is on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably wrong about that. Anyway, Rocky Horror, yeah, and obviously the Sinners Steelbook as well, which I've already mentioned.
pretty
Yeah,
solid pickups there, like for sure.
yeah. I got. It was a big month, and we'll talk about what's coming next. Well, so have you got anything on order? Because you did have some VS stuff coming. What are the VS ones you've got coming, and anything else?
Well, those were the ones that I mentioned That's what's coming tomorrow.
Right.
The only other stuff that I've got on pre-order at the moment is Cobra and the stuff from Rick,
Yep.
purely just because I had to get Cobra.
Yeah. Yeah.
And good friend Mauricio watched that, and
Hmm.
5 out of 5 transfer. It is
Okay.
immaculate. He watched the TV version the other day as well, and he
Hmm.
said, "Yep, that's pretty cool too." But yeah, that 4K is an absolute ripper. And I think the stuff like having the director's cut as well, not
Mm.
4K, but just on its own, is pretty cool. It's got an extra 30 minutes
Oh,
of
wow.
footage. Like, I don't think I've seen it before, but I reckon this one is probably selling quite well.
Yeah, the stuff has done really well.
So I was pretty happy
Mm.
to grab that because the actual slip is really good. Like the artwork, the actual cover art, I don't think is as good, to be honest. So yeah, I was happy to get that last copy that Rick had, just in case it sold so well, just like Dark City for
Yeah. Yeah.
but the
And that's a really, yeah, that Dark City box, and not saying this to rub it in, but geez, it's a nice box that Arrow did. Like, it's really good. When you
yeah,
talk about extra bits and pieces, yeah, it's quite good.
that's it's interesting because he got a whole heap in, but he didn't get as many as he thought he was going to get, and then
Mm.
he couldn't get any more. And I
Pisser.
did look at it on eBay, and I know Kish Cash had it, and they were getting 6 more copies, but they wanted like 150 each for them,
Right.
and I was just like,
Have
no,
you, did
I'm not
Arrow have
paying over.
them? Arrow didn't have them at all either
No.
themselves. No.
So that one in particular sold so well,
Mm.
and I think Zombie Flesh Eaters will be no different.
Yep. Yep.
I'm keen to get my hands on that box if I can, because I've never seen the film, but that is a cult classic zombie film.
So much fun. They're just fun. The practical effects. I mean, the acting isn't great, the writing isn't great, but damn, they draw you in just with atmosphere and
Yeah,
tone. They're beautiful. They look great. I don't know. Again, I'll just say they're fun as hell. Yeah. I'm super keen to crack open Zombie Flesh Eaters.
good. And you can tell me how great it is,
Show you how the
just
box
in
is
case
too.
that I can't get it.
Yeah, this is the thing with some of these things now. We're moving into that. I did a video recently with my mate, the Wasteland Reviewer, where he was talking about physical media. We spoke about the future of physical media. It's on his channel. It's called the Wasteland Reviewer. And yeah, I mean, my opinion of what's going on in the future is that it's all going to be collectible stuff. It's all going to be like, if you want it, you're probably going to have to pre-order it, unless it's the tentpole films that the studios release as the movies, post cinema and whatnot. But when it comes to these old classics and cults, you're going to have to pre-order them. Otherwise, there's just a huge risk of missing out, especially
Mm.
like titles like Dark City. That was, I mean, people have been crying out for Dark City 4K for a long time, and us included. So when that came out, I was like, you have to get on that sooner. So it's just a shame that Rick missed out on his quota.
I wouldn't be surprised if Imprint does a big box for Dark City or Umbrella, and I think
Totally,
we
totally
said
possible.
this. We
Yep.
said this ages ago when before it came out, and you mentioned it. I think for your, or maybe I did. I can't
With
remember which, as a want for
yeah,
this, and I think we said like one of those
yes,
labels would put that out
yeah.
because it just seems like something they'd do. So I missed that one. I'm sure someone else will put it out eventually, and
There's a standard too, isn't there? There is a standard.
yeah, you can still get the standard.
Yeah.
But everyone just lost their minds over that hard box. It was
It is
just,
pretty, yeah,
it
pretty
is a pretty
lovely.
good hard box. It's pretty good.
Hmm. Okay, so I'll talk about what I've got on order now too, if we like, because
Yeah.
there's a few I've had. Like I said, I'd saved up for a couple of months, and now I went a bit nuts. So here we are, paying back our paying fors. But anyway, so I've got with the Arrow releases, which we'll talk about soon. I have pre-ordered all the Arrow releases for October except Spawn, because I'm not saying I won't get it at some point, but I'm not as interested in Spawn as the rest. So Return of the Living Dead, Three Extremes, which is anthology films from different Asian directors, some big names in there. Really keen to see that. The Sadness, which I had no idea what that's about, but I liked the way it looks and sounds, like plot, whatever the synopsis. Miss 45 purely got that on reputation because everyone's like, oh, Miss 45, like, fuck yeah. And it sounds like I love my Revenge-O-Matic films as well, especially from that era. Thank you, Quentin Tarantino, for putting me onto that type of thing. So yeah, and In the Mouth of Madness, which I thought it was one of those Carpenter films that people hated and thought it was shit, but it's a 7 point something on IMDb, and I'm like, if it's that on IMDb, got to get it, right? So yeah, I've got those coming as well. But I did actually order those from Rare Waves, not from Arrow directly, because I was able to use some points on Rare Waves, and they had 10% off, which includes the best sale you get from Rare Waves is a 10% off, but it also includes pre-orders. So I got them at a pretty reasonable price. I'm just going to get them a lot later than everyone else, to be honest, because it takes ages to get here. But I'll get them at some point. It's not like I get a movie and then watch it straight away, because who would be that crazy? Also from Amazon in their recent sales, I do have The Covenant, which is the Guy Ritchie film with Jake Gyllenhaal. Have you seen that?
No.
Should check it out. It's on
Uh,
Prime. It is a Prime original, I'm pretty sure. You'd like it. It's a war film. It's like a Afghanistan thing, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. And also picked up Frequency, which I sent to you guys because it was on sale.
hmm.
So brought Frequency on Blu-ray, fully expecting this is going to get a 4K upgrade at some point. Being that it was on sale, it's probably likely to happen. Have also ordered, don't judge me, one of my favorite animated movies of all time because it's out of print. Not being able to find it anywhere, even on DVD. Over the Hedge. Have you heard of Over the Hedge? Bruce Willis film. He plays a raccoon, has to
I
steal
have heard
food.
of it.
Fuck, it's a great movie. It's for an animated. It's an animated movie. I'm a big kid, and I won't shy away from that. It's one of my favorite animated movies of all time. He's a raccoon. He steals all the food from a. The plot is, sorry, everyone. Sorry. The plot is he's a raccoon. Raccoons steal food. He's basically under the thumb of a bear, and he has to collect all this food for a bear because he steals this bear's food through while this bear's hibernating. He finds friends among the forest, amongst all these other animals, where their land, like the forest, is actually being populated now by humans. So he kind of figures out, like a sneaky raccoon does, is to steal food from the humans, and it's just like this big gang of animals. It's got a great voice cast. I think Eugene Levy's in it, and I know Bruce Willis is obviously the main guy. But Brad Garrett, I think, is the bear. I think, but it's just fun. It's funny. It's great, and it deserves way more attention than it ever got. Yeah,
I'm just
so
having a look at that now. Like the
yeah,
cast is
yeah. Read them out.
unreal. Like you've got obviously Bruce Willis, Gary Shandling, Steve
Yes.
Carell, Wanda Sykes, William Shatner, Nick
Yep. Yep.
Thomas Hayden Church,
Hmm.
Alison Janney,
Yep.
Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy,
Yeah.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah. It's a great movie, man.
It's huge.
No one knows. I watched it with my kids when they were little. I'm like, this movie's low key fucking awesome, and I've watched it by myself a couple of times since, because I don't know. Sometimes you're in the mood to
Well,
watch
that
stuff.
rhyme as well.
Is it?
Yeah, but I
Oh,
think
probably to rent, I reckon.
it's a rental buy one.
Yeah, yeah.
6.7 out of 10 is pretty decent. Like,
On
yeah.
IMDb, absolutely. That's a really good grade, and I would vouch for that. I'd probably give it seven, 7.5, maybe. Anyway, it's all good. That's just because I have this affinity with it. Other stuff coming. So there's a bit of a backstory of this one, but probably won't go into the backstory. But I've got Inside Number Nine, which has been delayed twice now. It was supposed to come out in July, was delayed till September, and then I got an email saying it's delayed till the middle of October now. But this is a British TV show. It's from Shearsmith and Pemberton. They're the guys who did A League of Gentlemen and also a show that I watched recently called Psychoville. These guys are comedic geniuses. All their shows are like comedy horror shows with these through lines of these characters. These two guys play pretty much 90% of the characters that you'll see in the show, female, male, whatever. Incredibly funny, incredibly smart, and also has some really proper horror moments within them. If you're a horror fan and a TV show fan, absolutely recommend anything these guys do, which is the three shows I've just said. Also, could not go past without pre-ordering the Cinema of Powell and Pressburger. That box set coming from Imprint. I've picked that up from Easy DVD. And also Jim Henson's The Storyteller, which is just a nostalgia factory for me. That's coming on Blu-ray, which is pretty cool. That show was a big part of my childhood growing up. Watched it all the time. John Hurt and his little puppet dog telling grim fairy tales. Did you ever watch Storyteller? Jim Henson's The
No,
Storyteller?
no.
I wouldn't recommend it to you now as an adult if you've never seen it, but as a kid, it's basically Grimm Brothers fairy tales being told by John Hurt, and he has this little Muppet dog next to him, which is, you know, as a probably 7 to 11-year-old, was just peak TV for me. I'll probably watch it and go, what the fuck was I on about? But anyway, I am keen to sit down and just, yeah, re-binge that. After raving about the Blaxploitation box set, Volume 1 from Shout Select, stunning transfers and movies, I instantly pre-ordered number 2 from Uncle Rick at Outrun. That comes, yeah, later this month, actually. And I've also picked up The Life of Chuck, which I watched over the weekend, and that's a movie. It's very doubtful to get a 4K in Australia. I'd be lucky if it gets a Blu-ray, but could be up for Oscars. It's Tom Hiddleston, Mike Flanagan directing a Stephen King book based on a Stephen King book. Just a beautiful, life-affirming type of movie. It's told in 3 acts, but it's told backwards. So you see Act 3 first, then we go Act 2 and Act 1, and it's pieces it all together. It's a really great film. And after Imprint announced their Life Force, I'm looking up what Life Force is and what it was. Didn't realize it was Toby Hooper. I'm like, $190. Fuck no. But you do get the theatrical and director's cut on 4K. Went and looked it up at Outrun. He has the Arrow version for 55. Bang, ordered, done. Thanks, saving myself $140. That pays for my overs for Fallout. Blah blah blah. If I look at this as physical collector math, overpaid for that one, underpaid for this one. It all works out. Anyway, that's specious reasoning, but that's what we've
I
got.
mean, you've got to be a diehard fan of a film, and
Mm,
that film
yeah.
to pay $190.
And how many are? How many are that big fans of Life Force? I mean, they'll catch a few that just think it's great because of that price tag, maybe. But
I mean,
yeah,
you get both cuts of the film. Is that making it worth $190? Like,
well, I got both cuts in the Arrow version for 55. So I'm missing
it's
out on I'm missing art cards and posters.
I just think some of these prices, we say it every episode for
Yeah,
some film, because there's
yeah.
always a film or a couple. It's just, it's too much. Like,
Yeah,
it's, yeah,
we'll touch on this later when I talk about upcoming Australian releases as well, because
for sure.
there's some big prices coming for some collector sets, which we're getting in Australia. But yeah, you're right, 100%, $190. Isn't their version of the Keep 200 as well?
Yeah,
Like, it's just
200 bucks.
they see them. Oh, look, good for them. The business model is working for them, and I applaud them for it. But for people who just want the film or semi-release, at least Umbrella do different versions of their sets. They do a big fat set, then they do a regular set, and then a standard, right? For most of those, they did it with, you've got your hardware t-shirt on because they did that set. But then they also released a regular set for
Yeah,
plebs who only kind of want the film, right? Like 55 or $60 or whatever. Even that's overpriced, but it's a bit more
it is.
palatable than
It's a lot.
220, right? So my cat's just waking up. Hey, buddy. Anyway, so next I did order, after we were talking earlier about the Viavision and the Hitchcock sets and re-limiting them to 1,000. I'm definitely getting that Hitchcock set. This is my last announcement for you. So that comes in late October. The Hitchcock 9. Super keen to get those. So that's everything I have on the way, and that's the way it's going to stay for hopefully a couple of weeks.
All right, Adam. Okay, all
All
right.
right. I'll tell myself that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what it's like. I'm not
If
going to
it
sit and
makes
browse
you
an
sleep
Amazon
better
later
at night,
tonight.
Adam, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Okay, we're on to finally 7 hours into the show, finally into what's coming from our labels. I'm going to let you go first as usual on this because
If
you've
you've
got some.
hung in this long,
Yes.
it's been worth it. I tell you.
Oh, and if you have hung in this long, after we've gone through these labels, I am going to be announcing some stuff that's coming to Australia, just our standard releases that you'll see in JB or on Easy DVD website. Yeah, so hang around a bit longer or fast forward, whatever you want to do, but probably don't fast forward. Shane, over to you. Who's your first label?
Normally, I would start with VS, but I put that at the end of my list because I was waiting for their drop yesterday, early yesterday morning. So that I'm going to leave that till last. So we'll start with Severin because they just had their massive summer sale and
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
a huge amount of titles. So they had like the Boys Next Door 4K, Wild Beasts 4K, House on the Edge of the Park 4K, which it sounds like that's for the first time on UHD, but I know another label has done that on 4K before, so I'm not sure what the go is with that. and Asylum. So those four were like UHD upgrades, apparently.
Okay.
I'd totally be keen for The Boys Next Door. I've got the 101 Blu-ray release of that, and it's really grim film, but great. Night of the Sharks, The Shark Hunter, and I think Monster Shark. I think that comes like in a 3 box set. You can get them all together, and you can get them singly as well. Some of them look quite interesting. Dead Sleep, which has got Linda Blair in it. Skinheads, Baskin, Kill List, Sisters, Ferret Vampire, and Fearless Dragons.
Did you say
Now,
ferret vampire?
yeah.
That's
Um,
interesting.
so, as always, Severin always unearthing some very grim and macabre films. And if I missed any, it's because the site is down because they're probably shipping everything out. And like VS does when they finish a massive sale, it goes into hibernation or they switch it over to partner labels. So I
Okay.
may not have grabbed everyone, but that was the majority from the site. But yeah, some good stuff in there. I mean, if you go onto the Instagram, you can check out snippet videos for all of those films. And I'll tell you what, some of those shark films, they look quite interesting and really good.
Yeah,
So
shark films were incredible, thanks to Jaws, like insanely popular, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, that is it is bonkers. Sounds good. Okay, over to me for Arrow. Kind
So
of spoken a lot about or a bit about these before, but we've got Miss 45, In the Mouth of Madness, The Sadness, Return of the Living Dead. They have announced Salem's Lot. That isn't coming in October though, but it is coming probably before Christmas,
yeah,
probably by either November or December. Lot three ants. There's two films in this. It's called Three, and the next one's called Three Extremes, which I spoke about. Spawn, and they're also doing a Trick or Treat steelbook, which
yeah.
is have Arrow done steelbooks much before, if ever?
They've done a handful over the years. It's not common.
Right.
So, and that one especially, like the artwork is no different from the slipcover that we got. So it's weird. You know, normally if like Scream does a steelbook of something they've already put out, the artwork is always different. So yeah, that's weird. But yeah,
Yeah.
all those other releases, I would get most of them. I'm definitely keen for Ms. 45.
Yeah.
I'm going to get Spawn. It hurts my feelings that you don't want to get Adam. I'm disappointed, but it's fine.
Well, I remember watching it when it came out, and I, I don't remember if I liked it or not. And I normally remember if I like a movie or I don't like it, but I've heard it's pretty trash. Doesn't, but again, it doesn't mean I won't get it. I'm just not hurrying to get it like I did the others.
I haven't seen it like since it came out because
No, same.
it's not a film that you could just go out and grab. Like even to get a Blu-ray, you wouldn't get that here. Like I've still got the CD soundtrack. You know, it was
Oh, really?
a mixed mashup of metal and techno artists that all did a track each. And yeah, it was really good. But
Hmm.
I'd be keen to check it out. I reckon it will be a little bit dated, but I'm sure Arrow's done a pretty good job of cleaning it up.
Yeah, I reckon they would have. Arrow do pretty good work. Yeah, I don't have much more to add to any of that. Kind of spoke about them before. Return of the Living Dead, I'm pretty keen on because the artwork on that is pretty fucking sick. Actually, it looks really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Anyway, your next label. What are we on?
So next one is Radiance. Yeah, there's some pretty weird stuff coming out of Radiance as always. Day Gothic Volume 2, Daughters of Darkness, which comes in the Blu-ray and 4K. Malpertuous, Pocket Money, In My Skin, which is 4K and Blu-ray. World Noir Volume 4, Los Golfos, and The Betrayal. Since I don't have my book that I used to write all this down in, because I don't know where it is, it's probably back in Hobart or in a box. I couldn't refer back to some of these, so if I had mentioned them before, my apologies. You've just heard them again.
That's all good.
Yeah, that's all for them.
Cool. Over to me for Criterion, which some of these feel like repeats, but we have A History of Violence, which has finally been announced. That would be bad to get. That's a great film, and I don't know that it's available. It's out of print, I suppose, on other formats. Altered States. I can't remember exactly what that one's about. I should be looking this up while I talk about them. While I do that, the next one, which I think is a kind of a strange release from them, I didn't see it coming. was that Del Toro's Nightmare Alley, which has already had a 4K release. So I'm surprised that's going to Criterion. It doesn't seem
Is
like
that the
that.
one with
Doesn't seem
Bradley?
like. Yeah. I actually really like Nightmare Alley. I think it's really good. It's quite underrated.
Yeah, I've
But
got that. It's different.
yeah, it just doesn't seem like a Criterion release. That's all. I mean, it's obviously a remake of a 30s film, but they probably have both and wanted to complete the set, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. Altered States is a Ken Russell film. A lot of people know Ken Russell. History of Violence. Yep. Eyes Without a Face, which is as a umbrella release as well. David Cronenberg's The Shrouds, which I've never seen. I've got a lot of gaps with Cronenberg, to be honest. Deep
That's
Crimson.
that's a new
Sorry, yeah.
movie, isn't it?
The Shrouds.
Yeah, I thought that was a new one that's just come out.
I think you're right, actually. I think you might be very right. Yes, Vincent Cassel, Diane Kruger, Guy Pearce. Yeah, I think you're right. So they're obviously getting the exclusive on that. Deep Crimson, which is Arturo Ripstein. I don't know much about that film, but it's got an interesting cover. And they're also doing, I know a little bit about this one, it's a pain in the bum, actually. Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. They have the worldwide rights to this film, which is why we're not getting another Twin Peaks A to Z or Z to A box set in Australia because of Criterion. Thank them very much for that. Yeah. So if you want Fire Walk with Me, I picked up a Blu-ray of it cheap on Amazon maybe a year or so ago when it was a good price. And yeah, but if you want it and you don't have it, you're going to have to get it from Criterion or hunt it down by other means and see how you go with that. They're also doing Dogtooth on 4K, which is a Yorgo Lanthimos film. Dogtooth is pretty insane, actually. I really liked it. I really like it. It's pretty interesting commentary on, raising children, to be honest. It actually has some quite graphic, not simulated hand jobbing going on in it as well, which I thought was interesting, quite confronting when you watch this movie and see it and go, holy shit, they're actually doing that for real. Yeah, that spun me out, and it's just always stuck with me to see that in a film, not a porn film. Anyway, that's probably enough said on that. Any comments on those,
I was
Shane?
just looking up that dog tooth because I
Mm,
hadn't heard of it, but god
mm.
damn, for 7.1 out of 10, I mean that's
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Yorgo. I do love all of his films. I'd love to have a box set of his stuff one day. I actually watched Dogtooth, and then this is a bit of a story about maybe 18 months, 2 years ago. I watched Dogtooth, and I went on to Rare Waves to see if I could buy it, and it was $13. And I placed an order, and I'm like, nah, like maybe it was $18, whatever. And I'm like, nah, I can't be bothered. I won't get it this time. All of a sudden, Yorgo got popular because of Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things and whatnot. Movie was $41 out of stock, and now Criterion are doing a 4K of it, which honestly I'll probably get at some point down the track. It won't be an instant buy, but yeah, they're also doing Flow on 4K, which is great, which I think we've spoken about before anyway. But yeah, interesting stuff coming from Criterion.
yeah. History of Violence would be an awesome
Mm,
one to pick up.
yeah,
That's
another Cronenberg. Yeah.
an absolute sledgehammer of a film. Like
Mm,
it's just
yeah.
intense. And Altered States, I mean, that's a pretty decent release too. Like so, yeah,
Yeah.
very
Going
very
on.
good
What's your next one?
stuff. So we've got Scream and Shout next. They're doing Salvador. They're reissuing Ouija, but in a still. Peking Opera Blues, Mama, which I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I liked it enough to get a 4K.
Is that the Octavia Spencer one?
I think so.
Yeah,
It,
that's not that great.
it came out a while ago.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
years old.
high hopes for being a really good horror, and I don't recall it being that good. So, My Life as a Zucchini,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So, I hadn't
Who's
heard
doing
of
that?
that.
Scream or Shout doing that?
I think Shout.
Excellent. Excellent.
Um,
That's a stop motion film. Wrote it. Fucking beautiful. Love it.
I knew you'd be excited for it.
Mm.
I hadn't heard of it, but I knew you'd be all over it. They're doing Abigail, which I haven't
Oh,
seen
sweet.
either.
Abigail's great, man. Well, great
Everyone,
stretching it, but it's really good.
everyone has said it's incredible.
Yeah.
So
So a lot of fun.
they're also reissuing The Return of the Living Dead, but in a steelbook, and the artwork on
Ah.
that is pretty wild.
Okay.
Battle Beyond the Stars, like I said, I haven't got my book, so I couldn't refer back, but that
Hmm.
one is actually out now. And huge, huge news. They have found the print of Day of the Dead to do
Oh,
4K.
yeah.
So
I,
obviously the basement that they filmed it in,
yeah.
they found it in there because they couldn't find it for God knows how long.
Really?
So that's pretty cool because they've done all the other ones in 4K, but not
Yeah.
that one. It's not my fave of the franchise, but it's big for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some of their faves. So yeah, that's pretty huge news that they're going to be doing the 4K of that one. It's a no-brainer,
They'll sell a few of those, I reckon.
Scream Factory. That would be one to pre-order as soon as it comes out from wherever you
Yeah, definitely. Yes, it will. Yeah. I was going to say we won't advertise that, so we actually can secure a copy, but whatever.
like.
Is that all? Is that it for Scream and Shout?
That was it for Scream and Shout that I could see.
Over to Kino Lorber, which they have now again put on their coming soon section on their website is back. I couldn't find it once upon a time, but I'm going to talk about a few that have been announced that maybe aren't on there. I think I spoke those before. Remo Williams. I looked that up when it was announced, and it looks cool as hell. Remo Williams. I'm not sure if have you ever seen or heard of that?
No, haven't.
Look it up while I'm talking because I was like, I think I want to grab this because it looks really cool. The adventure begins. So there's actually a couple of these, a few of these Remo Williams films, but sorry to drag, this sounds horrible, but an officially dead cop is trained to become an extraordinary unique assassin in services to the US president. It just sounds fun as hell. 6.4 from 1985 actually goes for a couple of hours. It just sounds cool. I don't know why, but that kind of vibe is up my alley at the moment. Also doing The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, the original Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton one. They're doing the Airport 4 film collection. They're doing them all individually as well as a collection. I was hoping Rick would have the collection, but he doesn't. He only has them all individually, sadly.
Yeah, that's pretty big to do
Yeah,
all those films.
yeah. But to release them
Very
that way at
cool.
the same time too, it's really it's a favor to collectors. Like, do you want them all or do you just want a couple? Or, so I like that tactic. Stone Cold, which I'm not sure what that is anymore.
I'm definitely getting that.
Okay, tell me
That's
about it.
It's got Brian Bosworth in it.
Okay.
No, he's not a big name now, but back then, late 80s and 90s, he did a lot of good action
Yeah.
movies.
Lance Henriksen too.
And that
Oh, yeah.
one in particular, he takes on a biker gang.
Yep.
And it's just a gritty 90s action film,
Yeah, okay.
highly violent. Lance is really good in it. That's
It
had a
looks
lot of
cheesy.
different. It would. It's
Yeah.
probably dated as fuck, but it
Cool.
would be fun to watch. And that's had loads of different Blu-ray releases from different labels.
Oh,
I
has
think
it? Okay.
I think well, that's a 4K, right?
I believe so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I reckon Kino did a release of that a few years back, and it had a new 2K scan.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't them, there was a different label that did a 2K scan of it, and I was thinking about grabbing it, but now obviously there's a 4K. I'll just wait. But yeah, I'm pretty keen for that one.
Yeah, the next one I'm really keen for is called Wrong Arm of the Law. It's a Peter Sellers film from the 60s. It's actually reading it says in London, Australian gangsters disguised as bobbies rob the local criminals, making the panicked British mobsters seek an alliance with Scotland Yard in order to eliminate the foreign competition and return things to normal. Sounds fun. Actually sounds like Peter Sellers is obviously going to be a comedy. So yeah, that looks cool to me. I'd be all over that, I think. I might get that one time in my life. Another one called Late Night Mysteries. Now, I did look, I mean, I wrote these down because they sound interesting to me, but it was too long ago now, and I should do more prep. Late Night Mysteries. Is that the 2021? Sorry. Anyway, they're doing Late Night Mysteries. I'm not going to take everyone's time up by looking through it. Here's one that did look interesting. You probably are aware of this one. Lisa the She-Wolf of the SS.
That
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 looks
is
cool.
ultimate video nasty right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's been for a long time. That was banned in many countries
Really?
because of the violence and the graphic nudity and the fact
Yeah. Oh,
that
okay.
the Nazi themes in it, but that's pretty big deal for that one to come out. I reckon I saw that on a download because I just wanted to check it out.
Yep.
And I'm sure there is three of those films with that main woman in every one of them. So yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, it's not a film I'd watch all the time, but
Mm.
it's pretty cool that they're putting it out nonetheless.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of those films that you just watch with a group of mates and have a laugh by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Like Kung Fury or something. Or what's that one that they did with the Iron Curtain? When they were the Nazis were based on the moon. What was that? It was hilarious. It's a hilarious movie.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've
Oh,
seen that.
it's called the Iron something. Anyway, doesn't matter. Again, I'm losing my mind. Next one, they have Runaway Train from '85, which is an Akira Kurosawa written film starring John Voight, Eric Roberts, Rebecca De Mornay. This actually kind of sounds like Speed, but on a train. So two escaped convicts and a female railway worker find themselves trapped on a speeding train with no brakes and nobody driving. Probably a bit of a thriller, I would say.
Is so I haven't heard this was coming out. Like, is this a 4K?
Mate, I don't know. I should start writing it next to them.
I was going to
But
say if that's
it's
a 4K instant purchase. That's like in one of my top five films of all time.
Oh, really?
I
Wow.
fucking love that movie.
Yeah, sweet.
Like childhood favorite. I could watch that over and over. It's just
That's to
fucking
know. I would buy it on your recommendations. Yes, rated really well. Good cast.
like one of just John Voight's most intense roles. Like
Right.
it is just it's harrowing to say the least to watch. But yeah, that's I've got two copies of that. I've got the Arrow
Oh,
release, which is a different transfer to the last Kino release they did, which was a 2K scan. I thought the Arrow transfer was actually better than the 2K scan.
okay.
But if it comes out in 4K, no brainer. I'll be grabbing it for sure.
I assume it would be because they have it on their website and I assume it's just a Blu-ray. So I assume it is going to be the upgrade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll be an upgrade for sure because they already have a Blu-ray on their site. Next one is Airplane 2, which is now is that the comedy one? Airplane 2, the sequel. Yeah, yeah. So we're actually getting that in Australia at some point, I believe. Airplane 2, which is Flying High. We used to be called it Flying High. That's what they were called. Yeah. So Kino are doing that on 4K, but we should be getting that in Australia at some point too, is what I'm hearing. Night of the Juggler, and they're also doing a Dogtooth, Kino Lorber. So Kino and Criterion both doing Dogtooth. That's interesting. Unless I've written that in the wrong thingo, I don't know. But they're also doing Boy, the Taika Waititi film Boy. They're releasing that, which is awesome. I think that is a 4K as well. Have you seen Boy?
I think maybe
Yeah.
sounds
It's worth
familiar.
checking out. But Taika was Taika. It was Taika when he was indie, and that's the best Taika, I believe, when he was indie. Yeah, Boy's really good. It's a very personal movie to him, like it's pretty much almost autobiographical in a way, but a really good film. But they have, yeah. Look, if you go onto the Kino Lorber website and scroll down, you'll see what they have coming, which we've already spoken about in this film in previous episodes. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming. Yeah. And what's your next one?
So next one is Cape Light. There's always good shit coming out of there. They're doing a Hackers 4K, which is pretty cool. They're also doing a Flow 4K release in
Hmm.
a media book, Project Genesis. They're doing a special release of Child's Play, which is going to come out in two media books and a steelbook. So some of them, the artwork is original, but it's got Chucky on the front of it, not Child's Play, but it is the first.
Yep.
So yeah, you can buy them individually or a bundle with all three. And they're also doing Silence of the Lambs with two media books and a steel book. Same deal. You can buy them on their own or all together. But yeah, that other than that, that's all the new stuff they had on there. So pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Nice, short and sweet. And the next one will be short and sweet too. Umbrella. The big one that I'm seeing online, people are really freaked out for Freaked.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I've not. I mean, I'd heard of it. I didn't realize it was that much of a popular film. It seems pretty cool. Alex Winter is co-directing that with Alex Winter is he Bill or is he Ted? I can't remember from Bill and Ted's.
I should know, but at the moment I can't think of it.
Yeah, man, I can't remember either. The next one is another one that people were pretty happy about was Cecil B. Demented, which is a John Waters film. Again, never seen it. Actually have not a lot of interest in it, to be honest. Not yet. Doesn't mean I won't at some point. But the one I am most interested in this umbrella announcement was All of Me, which is a Steve Martin, Lily Tomlin film.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I certainly don't want to be paying $75 for a Blu-ray though, posters or not. They can keep them. Yeah. Then there's also Angst, which is a 1983 film, which seems pretty good, to be honest. And that it. The Fire Within, which I'm not sure what that is. It's a French film from the 60s, which is a really strange film to have with this group of announcements. But there it is.
That angst is, it looks quite intense. Like
Mm.
for its time, it probably would have been quite brutal.
It does seem pretty good. Seems the pick of the bunch for me, for my personal tastes. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about Umbrella. You've got another one, right?
I've got another 5.
Jesus. Okay.
Jesus, he says.
Do a couple then. I
Um,
don't have much.
all right. So next one we've got is Eureka. Now, I was talking about a
Mm.
film that had 1,000 copies come out, and then they bumped it to 2. I actually remember
Yeah.
what that was.
Ah.
It was Martyrs 4K.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So
Yep.
this film generated so much interest for a 4K.
Mm.
The special deluxe box they put out at 1,000 units pretty much just flew out in the pre-orders. They bumped it to 2,000.
Is there any of those left, or have they gone too?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty
Worrying.
Rick has it for pre-order on the site, but I
Okay.
don't think he's probably going to get a lot of them. Like what we were talking about, the people that pre-ordered that 1,000. Oh, well, now there's another 1,000. So it's not going to
Yeah.
be as rare and valuable as it would have been. They're also doing the Diabolical Dr. Z, the
Mhm.
Island, and the Ambulance. So, as always, not a lot of titles, but the content is quite awesome.
Cool.
Also, new label that I've been checking out, Retro Gold 63, which they're putting out a lot of, mostly media books and a lot of stuff that would have been VHS. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is already sold out. So once it hits the site, it's got that much popularity and following. People just jump on these and they're gone. So there's Sword of Bushido, Best of the Best quadrilogy. There is one of those variant media books still left, but some of the better covers are already gone. Bad Pack, Lone Wolf, McQuaid, Street Night, which is a Jeff Speakman film, which I was hoping would get some sort of Blu-ray release after watching The Perfect Weapon. So he was pretty good back in the 90s. Revenge of the Warrior, Pound of Flesh. So yeah, Pound of Flesh, and some of these were Van Damme films. So yeah, Pound of Flesh and Six Bullets. Beowulf, Walking Tall with The Rock, which I love that movie. Then they did some Steven Seagal films, not his better work, later work. A Good Man, Maximum Conviction, Born to Raise Hell, and they're also doing Sin City 2 as well.
Ah, really?
So these are all
Sin City 2 on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they only do Blu-rays from what I can see. But yeah, if you're into your media books, they've got some really good stuff because they always do really great cover art for that stuff. So yeah, that's it for them. Also got Turbine Media. They're doing like some 3D collector series as well, which is pretty cool. So the first one, they've got Trolls Band Together, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and Fast 10.
Dude, that new Puss in Boots movie is really good. Really good.
They are really good movies. Like I remember when the first one came out, I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. The other one is 3D collector series. It's got Bumblebee, Sing 2, and Transformers Rise of the Beasts. So if you're into your 3D films, you've got the legit setup because that's what these all are. Totally worth picking up. Like, I mean, they redid the Friday the 13th Part 3 and really cleaned it up quite well. I mean, it'd be awesome to see, but just don't have that sort of setup. And you need the TV for starters before you can even think about it. They're also doing Breakdown 4K and just released the other day one called Centurion, which is a bit of a
Okay.
medieval film. They're doing three different cover versions of that.
Okay.
Also got 101, not too much new there. Bad Lieutenant 4K they're doing, which is pretty cool because they'll have like
Yeah.
a decent box for that. Tourist Trap, which I've already mentioned, but
Yeah. Didn't someone else do that?
selling really well. Didn't you get that through Rick?
No, I never ordered it. I never ended up getting it.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that his are all sold out. So I'm hoping
Okay.
to get some more because I was keen to grab that. They're also doing a sale on some of their Blu-rays, so as low as $14 up to $18.
Okay.
Pretty cheap because most
Yeah.
of those are about $30 each.
And they ship to Australia? Like, is that?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like some of the other ones that won't look at Australia and go, "Yeah, we'll send it there."
Yeah. That sounds cool. All right.
Have you
Want me to do
got?
Via Vision?
So you've got some more?
I've got I've got a couple.
Oh,
How many you got? Three.
so I've got BS. That'll be my last one.
Okay. Okay, I'll do Via Vision. So they've announced since we last spoke, last did this show, Tales of Adventure 7, 8, and 9. So three big fat boxes coming from Via Vision, which I thought was an interesting set of releases to do them all at once. With all the varying prices because some have four movies, some have six, whatever. They're also doing Bewitched season 7 and 8. They've actually pumped those out in pretty quick succession, which is a bit of a surprise. I think they let them breathe for a few months before they did it, but they're just like, nah, let's do it all. A movie called Space 1999, which kind of seemed interesting, but probably not for me though. I'm trying to find it on their website while I'm talking. I'm not going to find it. They also, their imprint Asia, which isn't coming frequent enough in my opinion, but they've got Father Knows Best, which is an Ang Lee trilogy. An Autumn Tale and Picture Bride. I don't know what any of those are really about, other than the Ang Lee trilogy is a trilogy. They also announced well, I don't know if we spoke about this before, but for September, the Frankenstein and Invisible Man limited edition, the lenticular covers. Anyway, I don't know if we've spoken about those or not, actually. They've also re-releasing, I'm not sure if you've ever seen this, but it's one of the greatest sitcoms of all time, Workaholics. Is getting another release on DVD. I picked that up in JB. You can still find it in some JB stores. Mine was like $25 because they were on clearance or whatever. They were selling them out. Now they're re-releasing it. It's $100 on DVD. So if you like Workaholics, and you should, maybe see if you can get it in a current store at a decent price. But yeah, they've also announced re-releasing Ash vs. the Evil Dead is getting another
Oh
release on
wow,
Blu-ray. Yeah, they've already done that before, so they're just doing it again. The Untouchables TV series from back in the day. I kind of remember watching some of that with my dad back in the day. Wolf Creek is getting a 4K. Did we speak about that before? They're doing a Wolf
I
Creek 4K.
I think you would have touched upon that.
Yeah, yeah. And what else have I missed here? We've got the air crash investigation. That's worth mentioning just because of the box that's coming in. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
seen that at all. That's
yeah, the big
pretty mega.
orange capsule.
Yeah, it's like the black box.
Yeah,
It's a pretty mega set. If you're into watching planes crash, then yeah, 20 years of this series 1 to 23. So 20 years of this show,
that's huge.
$280 to rewatch planes crashing. I applaud their balls in releasing something like that in such a the only way they're probably going to sell it is in a set like that. But good luck to them, and selling 40 copies of that. Good luck to them. I just can't see it happening.
It's a pretty good price for that though, because
Considering what it is, yeah,
yeah,
280. But how many people are gonna? I don't look again. I
you
don't
have to be
expect
pretty
everyone to like.
diehard.
Yeah, but isn't that a show you could probably just watch on YouTube or on Tubi or something? I don't know. It's weird that someone would be that devoted to a plane crash show that they would spend that much money on it. Anyway, I am wrong more often than not, so I probably am in this case as well. I only have Madman left. Do you? And you only have VS left? Okay, so if you've only got VS, I might jump in to do Madman and you can finish VS because I think that's a big list, right?
Yeah,
For
it's
VS.
quite sizable. Yep.
Cool. Madman have Dangerous Animals coming, which is cool to see.
Yeah,
Haven't seen that
absolutely.
yet. It's supposed to be pretty good, directed by a Tasmanian, which is excellent. Sean Byrne. Legend of Ochi, which got a pretty wide release earlier this year. I've never seen it. Doesn't really interest me. They are also releasing Fisk season 3. I've never watched Fisk, but I do watch Have You Been Paying Attention? So I know all the people that are in it. But Fisk, I should probably watch Fisk actually. If you're into that, they're releasing season 3. Also releasing an old show with Guy Pearce, Jack Irish. The complete series is coming. A lot of people love Jack Irish, so that'll be good.
Yeah,
It's good that
that's
that's getting a physical.
he's done a few of them.
Yeah, there's quite a lot. Yeah, and then also the Ben Mendelsohn movie Mullet is also coming from Mad Men.
Wow.
Yeah. I just want to touch on random catalog release that we kind of touched on before. Master and Commander is obviously getting a steelbook and a standard from the old Fox back catalog. Other than that, I'm done with what's coming. Over to you for VS, my man.
Yep. VS, right. So VS is a bit of a double whammy because when we recorded last, this dropped just after, actually, when I was making my journey to Adelaide. So many late nights, many early wake ups to go back to sleep, many purchases. So I'll go from the first lot of drops and work my way back up to what happened yesterday. So pretty much the first drop was Mac and Me, which is the new VSU. Artwork looks wild on that. Carry 2, The Rage, The Card Player, Yongari, Monster from the Deep, which I'd never heard of. I didn't get that one. Obviously, the Nick Millard collection, which I went through earlier. A New Leaf and We're No Angels, which are both cinematography releases. And A New Leaf that's a 4K. 5 Dead on the Crimson Canvas, which I didn't pick that up. I kind of wanted to, but kind of ran out of cash by that point. Savage Dawn, which is the Dig Gorza VHS release. It was mentioned it so many times this episode, it's like it's a part of this episode. They've actually done a Blu-ray of that before, and it's out of print. So this was a while ago, because I actually looked it up on eBay and dropped a comment, are you going to do a Blu-ray of this? Because I didn't realize I'd already done it. But that looks quite good. That's got Lance Henriksen in it as well. I think this is a Distrib release, Satan's Bed and Scare Their Pants Off, which I'm pretty sure the slip version of that is already sold out, and it's just the regular one now. They redid slip covers for Extro 3 and Night Beast. I haven't seen either of them, but the director from They Call Her Death was actually talking about Night Beast and how much he liked the monster suit that they used, and he was pretty into it. It was very inspirational to his movie making. They've done like a VS zine, so that's the first copy they've done of that. And they're also doing a lot of novels as well. So they've released Rambo 2 and 3 in novels.
Really?
If you jumped on the early release of this when it come out, you could get the Rambo headband with it, which sold out incredibly quick.
Yeah.
Moving on to what dropped yesterday, they're doing Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD on 4K, which comes in one of those fat hard boxes. The Larry Fessenden Volume 1, which has got Habit and No Telling. I haven't heard of him. I haven't heard of those films, so I haven't actually purchased anything out of this drop yet. So I'm kind of just hanging back for a moment. A movie called Playroom, Robo Warriors, which is the new VSA, Castle of Evil, which is the new VSL, so that's an old movie. Cinematography releases is Mixed Blood and The Woman Chaser. Distripix release, we've got Confessions of a Psycho Cat and The Fat Black Pussycat. Not to mention...
Random as fuck. All that is random. Just plucking shit out of the sky, I think.
Not to mention all the new merch range of the cinematography stuff, the Vinegar Syndrome stuff.
I'd love to know how they acquire these titles. I mean, I don't think it'd be difficult with a lot of them, but how do they know about them? Do they just trawl through database? I'd love to know the story about how these come to life.
Well, in saying that Confessions of a Psycho Cat release only had 2,500 units, and they've already sold 1,000. So it's selling really well. Other than that, that's all for the VS. Like, there's a lot of good stuff as always. And I will mention, I don't it's not BS related, but Brain Dead is
Yeah.
getting a 4K, but
Yes.
we just don't know who's doing it yet.
No. What's his face? Peter Jackson
Yep,
has his own. He actually has his own company where he does these restorations, and so he's doing his own films, which makes sense.
very, very excited for that one. And I so hope that he does Bad Taste as well
Yeah.
and Meet the
Yeah.
Feebles.
Has to do Bad Taste. If he's doing that, then he has to do. Again, they released the lesser ones just to test the market to see if they're going to sell them, I think.
Well, Bad Taste has never had a legit Blu-ray.
Nah, no.
It's
It
only had
hasn't. I remember being shown that. It might have been like a bootleg VHS or something that I saw that on. I can't remember. Cool. Well, that sounds interesting, all that VS stuff, that's for sure. I'm going to go through the Australian stuff now before we go on to what we want to come to 4K. Where do I start here? I know I've covered a lot of this off before, but some exciting ones for me. The Phoenician Scheme, which is the latest Wes Anderson film, that's coming September 10. This is the one I've actually been going to, nearly brought this a few times at Overs because it's out of print. Kung Fu Hustle is coming back. I fucking love Kung Fu Hustle. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
I might even buy you a copy and send it to you because it's fucking great. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. The Running Man and Total Recall are getting reprints in September as well. Karate Kid 6 films in a Blu-ray box. No 4Ks, sadly, but it's just all those original 6 in a Blu-ray set. The Lethal Weapon Standard 4K is coming September 10. Ballerina was there, but I think that's been pushed back until October now. Ballerina. We have Labyrinth and Dark Crystal that I mentioned before. 28 Years Later is also coming out the same day as 28 Days Later will be coming out apparently the same day. No official word on that, but it should be Dangerous Animals, as we've just spoken about that day. The complete Yellowstone is coming out. That series. Sicario is getting a release in Australia. Finally, I don't think it ever got a 4K in Australia. Sicario. If it did, well, it's a re-release, I suppose. The Nightmare on Elm Street box and The Last of Us Season 2 coming September 24 as well. October 8, Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, which meant that Mission Impossible Final Reckoning was delayed by a week. So so Final Reckoning's been delayed from September to October. 75th anniversary of Harvey is coming in 8th of October. Yeah, that's where the materials have been lacking from the supply chains because that was supposed to come out at the same time as Sunset Boulevard, but it's been pushed back. 28 years and 28 days later, sorry, is October. So that's been pushed back. So I haven't updated my notes here, but 28 years is not coming September. It's coming October. Still no word, even though Aeon Flux has been released, still no word whether we're getting that in Australia. I assume we will. It has been announced that it's coming on the Instagram channels, I suppose. What else have I got here? We're still getting Casino in Steelbook around November. Blues Brothers supposed to be coming. Scarface is getting a Steelbook. Still going to be getting Catch Me If You Can Minority Report and AI. And onto some other notes that I've kept. Where are they? Okay. So some interesting stuff here, Shane, is some of the films that are coming next year. Not they will be coming to physical as well, but Wicked Part 2, I think it's called Wicked Forever. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, a movie called Soulmate, which is M and the number 8. I was told about that. Let me look it up. Sorry, while we do that. Yeah. And then another movie called Song Sung Blue, which is a film about Neil Diamond, but not an official one. I think it's Benedict Cumberbatch or Bradley Cooper. Who is it? Song Sung Blue. Hugh Jackman, sorry. Hugh Jackman. I was close. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. So it's a bit of a they're a Neil Diamond tribute act. So they can't do Neil Diamond stuff. Anyway, that's what's coming. Minions, The Odyssey, which is the big Nolan one. Shrek 5 is also coming Q4 next year. The big one for me is my most anticipated film, probably of the last few years, is Spielberg's new film called Disclosure, his UFO film. That'll be summer next year, probably between, I suppose, July and August around this time next year. There's Ted is getting an animated series, an exciting one for me, but it could be more exciting if this was getting a 4K. But The Burbs is having an 8-part TV series. Keke Palmer, Jack Whitehall, and Mark Prosk. If you've ever watched What We Do in the Shadows, Mark Prosk was the energy vampire. Colin Robinson. That's who that is. But The Burbs, I'm all over it. Whatever The Burbs does, I'm in. Have I said before that needs a 4K? I probably have. But yeah, but also new coming to 4K next year is, and I have other news after this. A Beautiful Mind, Notting Hill, and Kung Fu Panda 3 apparently in quarter 1. I think we are getting all the Kung Fu Pandas, as rumor says. We're getting anniversary releases of Fast and Furious. Shrek will get a 4K, Bridesmaids will get a 4K, and Happy Gilmore. We're getting that in Australia, which is good. So you don't have to buy the Kino one if you don't want to. We're also getting Barbarella, the Jane Fonda movie. I love Barbarella. I think it's amazing. And also The Warriors is getting a 4K. You know The Warriors?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Come out and
That's
play.
that's why I've got the
Yeah.
Arrow box for that. That's
Oh, do you?
an
Yeah.
unreal transfer. So
Is
good.
it? Hopefully it's the same transfer. That'd be nice. I don't know. But we're also getting a Blade Runner 2049 steelbook. It's going to be a triple disc, 100 gigabyte per disc. So expect the price to be up there because there's a Blade Runner TV series coming out. 2099 is coming out. Also going to get the original Anaconda on steel. That might be by the end of the year to coincide with the new film, the remake coming out, the comedy remake with Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Sisu 2 will be getting a Blu-ray, no 4K. Yeah, but we're getting Sisu now. So there's some pretty cool stuff coming, especially with, I don't know, there's some pretty cool stuff coming. I'm pretty happy that we're getting a Happy Gilmore 4K and a Bridesmaids actually.
Yep,
Just
absolutely.
classic, yeah. Oh, also new to 4K, we're getting the Dracula Legacy 6 films, the Bela Lugosi films between 31 and 48. They're getting 4K releases. Unsure whether they're individual. I assume they're going to be in a box set, though. I don't think they would sell them individually. Also getting Casper, which is coming soon, and The Grinch Stole Christmas. I think that's the Jim Carrey one getting a 4K. It already has a 4K. Maybe it's a re-release. Yeah. But onto the bigger stuff. Back to the Future. They're getting steelbook releases. They've been delayed from October until December. They should be coming in December. They're being released individually on steelbooks. They will be 3 discs for part 1, 2 discs for part 2, 3 discs for part 3. They will not be JB exclusives. They will also be on the Easy DVD website. But what will be JB exclusives are the following: Premium Edition Back to the Future steelbooks, all individual films. They'll be around, oh, sorry, those non-exclusive ones are going to be around the $65 to $70 mark. These premium edition ones are going to be pretty special. They're going to be around $125 each. And I'll tell you why with what they're coming with. It's a lot of artwork, it's a lot of paper, a lot of art cards. But part 1 will be getting an original flux capacitor drawing, like how it was originally sketched. This isn't everything, it's most of it though. The note that was to Doc Brown, the tardy slip, the prom photo, where he fades in and out, which is going to be a lenticular photo of that fading in and out photo. In part 2, we're going to have the Jaws 19 poster, because that's what features in that. We're going to have Biff dollar bills, Blast from the Past. What's that? Blast from the Past tickets. And also going to have the sports almanac, like a 12-page sports almanac, and the USA Today front page of the youth jailed. There's a couple of versions of that. Hoverboard art cards, and you can also there's going to come in a little pack thing where you can build your own hoverboard from like little cardboard bits and stuff. So they're going to be pretty special, pretty out there. Fuck, I'd love to have them, but 125 each.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. But in saying that, it's not just gonna be art cards. At least they're putting something different in there, like the posters and just some other little funky memorabilia. It's gonna be interesting to see whether they're gonna be fat boxes or just steals within. I don't know how it's gonna look, but sounds pretty cool. Sounds really cool. And sadly, no DeLorean, because DeLorean with their licensing is just weird. Oh, I also forgot to mention, my apologies. Saw is still coming on 4K. Cinderella Man, we won't be getting that. If you want it, you probably have to import it, I believe. There's just rights issues in Australia for that. American Pie is getting an unrated 4K in Australia. And Landman is also getting the TV show, which is the Billy Bob Thornton one. Yeah, so that's it. There's a lot of stuff still playing in the background because of this merger between Paramount and Skydance. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff happening with their TV division because they've done things there to their staff and possibly starting again. But yeah, there's lots of stuff on the horizon, good and hopefully not bad, but there's always the potential for bad. And again, with this roadshow thing happening with Warner, who knows what's going to happen there as well. But we've got a good team on the inside that can fix it, I suppose. Let me know your thoughts. I just reeled off a lot of stuff there with you. being silent.
Oh, the Back to the Future stuff is super cool. All those extra bits and pieces, I reckon, is an absolute winner.
Yeah,
I mean, I've already got those on 4K anyway.
same. Yeah,
And those transfers are just
they're
phenomenal.
great. They are great.
So I couldn't imagine these being any different.
They'll be
Pretty
the same
much,
ones. They won't be upgraded or changed.
it's like you'd just be buying this for the extra bits, really, and that's a lot of money for extra
Yep.
bits. So
Yeah.
how hard are you on these films, and how much do you want to have extra bits to double dip with what you've already got?
Well, the thing with them too is that they're actually super limited, like as in 500 copies at most. So I don't think they're expecting to sell a massive amount because most people already own it who want it.
I mean, it's not like the Jurassic Park and Jurassic
Mm,
World
mm.
trilogies where the transfer has been updated. I am super keen to get those. I did see Jurassic World trilogy yesterday.
They haven't been upgraded. They haven't. It's only the Jurassic Park ones that have.
Oh,
So
so
if you already own Jurassic World, don't upgrade them. Well, unless you want the Steelbook, I suppose. But the Jurassic Parks have.
I mean the like artwork for both is great.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I've heard a lot of other comments about it, but I quite like it.
I still think $130 for three films is pretty decent anyway.
I agree. Yeah, yeah. I think $40 for a 4K is kind of standard now, right? So to get
Yeah,
and when they're on sale, they're even cheaper still. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, I might wait until there's a sale to grab that Jurassic Park
yeah.
trilogy. I mean, they are the best. I mean, they're going to keep
Oh,
making
of
them.
course. Yeah,
They're going to milk it for whatever they can. But I mean, if the
yeah.
storylines are decent, that's good.
Mm.
I mean, I thought
Just
Rebirth was quite good.
I've
Um,
not seen it. Yeah.
yeah, can't beat the first three. They're they're just
No.
so good.
Just a heads up. I think I've told you this before, but they are getting standard releases too. So individually in I think October,
Okay.
maybe November.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so you don't need to get the steelbook if you don't want to pay that much, but they're probably going to be $40 individually anyway. So yeah.
that's it. So
Mm.
may as well have like an awesome still with some great art and
Yeah,
you know.
something different than the standard. Yeah, for sure. Cool, cool. On to our very last segment. What do we want for 4K? Show me your stuff. Show
So
me what you got.
basically, I've had to just do a list because I don't actually have any to pull out of my shelves because they're all boxed up and awaiting deportation to Adelaide. So
Deportation, extradition.
yeah, to be relocated. So yeah, the first one that I'm gonna go with that we kind of chatted about it was the Explorers, old
Oh yeah,
the old '80s film.
that's the Joe Dante film, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
And
sweet.
I thought that would be a prime candidate for something like that. And
Yeah,
I don't think I've actually ever seen it, but it is a film that I would enjoy.
I
And
watched it recently. Oh, sorry, continue. I'll look it up though.
but yeah, there's just a heap of young actors in it that went on to do huge things.
Yeah, it's baby Ethan Hawke, The Explorers.
So it just sounds like a really cool, childhood adventure story. And I reckon, those sorts of films, being filmed with real film, the transfer would be quite good. So
Now, what year was that made? Because I'm trying to find it.
85,
80 something. There we go. Explorers. It's not. Yeah. So when did I watch it? February last year, February 24. Being Joe Dante, yeah, I gave it a 3, but if I had watched it as a kid, I probably would have loved it a lot more. Yeah, yeah, but no, that's a good choice. I like that. I think you're right. I think up that nostalgia alley, I think it would do very, very well. My first one on the list is something I haven't seen for a long time. Doesn't have a great reputation. I know I've seen it, but why? It's going to be one of those cult films like kind of like Dark City might be, but Gothic would be good to get a 4K
oh,
with Halle Berry, Robert Downey Jr.
yeah, I love that movie. It's
Yeah, I remember thinking it was okay. At least I don't think it was as terrible as people were saying, but yeah, it's definitely worth a rewatch.
yeah, it was really good at the cinema, very eerie.
Hmm.
Bit of a ghost story, but yeah, we've talked about that before.
I think we have.
It was a
Have I
while
have I
ago.
mentioned it getting a 4K before? I don't think I have, right?
Or I reckon I might have pulled it out because I
You
did
know what?
have that
You
on
probably have. You
Blu-ray.
probably have.
But yeah, it was bound to happen that we would cross over. And
It's just me agreeing with you. So,
no, I reckon I would totally buy that on 4K if
me
it
too.
comes out, and I'm sure that it
It
would
feels
get
like an Arrow
some.
release to me.
Yeah, well, some Wang Dang American label would probably do it, I reckon. Like Screen Factory, that would
Yeah,
make
possibly.
sense. Well, they could just go, no, we're just not going to do it.
Well, I did. Yeah, I think it would do okay. I really do. I don't. I can't see the studio. It would definitely be a boutique that does it. I can't imagine the studio doing it. I don't know who the studio was. So if it was Universal, for example, I can't imagine them going, yeah, we're not doing this one. We'll license the rights or something. Columbia TriStar, so Paramount.
It's
Very
anyone's
unlikely.
guess.
Yeah, it would have to go to a. I mean, they sell their rights on. It actually could be an Umbrella or a Vivision. Actually, it's
Yeah,
prime for them, right?
that would
Yeah.
probably make sense. I mean,
Hmm.
Vision do, or even if they reissued it on a Blu-ray, that I could
Yeah.
totally see Vision doing that.
Yep. Definitely. What's
Um,
next cab on your?
my next one is another childhood fave, and I reckon Arrow should do it. Flight of the Navigator.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
not highly available. I think Second Sight actually did like a deluxe Blu-ray box for that one a few years ago.
Okay.
I don't even own that on anything, so I'm kind of going to hang out for a 4K now. But yeah, I love that film. I used to watch that a lot when I was a kid, and it's just fun film.
Oddly enough, I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it anyway.
Worth checking out. Um,
Yeah.
if you love that 80s, nostalgia.
Well, I read that's how Ready Player One came about. 'Cause I read Seth Rogen's book, and oh no, it might have been The Last Starfighter. Sorry, it doesn't matter. Steven Spielberg wanted to basically remake The Last Starfighter, and he met with Seth Rogen about it. But in the end, it didn't happen. He ended up making Ready Player One instead because he wanted that nostalgia fest.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the movie it was. My next one is my one of my all-time favorite movies, especially from Hitchcock, is something you've probably never. I guarantee if you've seen this, I'll give you $2 million. It's called Notorious. Notorious is a gem of a film. I have a Blu-ray Criterion of it, but a 4K of this would be just something magical. It is Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. Such a spectacular film, like a political thriller, spy drama type of thing. Endlessly rewatchable. Perfect film, black and white, needs a 4K. That's probably all I'll say about it.
Well, if that's all you're going to say about it, Adam, I will move on to my third one. So this is, as I don't actually own this, but I was really shooting from the hip on a lot of these because I didn't have anything to present. Milo and Otis.
That's awesome. That's a good choice.
Like, I haven't seen that shit since I was young, but they're just wholesome, good films like
Yeah, that was a huge hit back in the day.
that.
Huge.
It was a big deal when it came out because there weren't a lot of films that had been done with animals like that.
No,
And they,
Dudley, what's his
go on
name?
this
Doing the voice.
journey together. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, those animal
Tops.
adventures were big in the time in the day because you had Benji and there's lots of those movies like that, right?
Well, Benji, that's probably another one.
Yeah,
If they redid stuff like that, I think it would sell well because it just had good vibes from back then.
I don't think they get away with it nowadays because of animal rights and rightly so, right? Because
They're
those
doing
animals,
it.
especially Milo and Otis, they weren't not treated well. Like from memory, they had to use quite a lot of different cats
Yeah.
because they just kept killing the cat, kept dying. Whatever they were doing, the cat was being killed, so they had to have various cats.
Yeah. Those films are great, but at the same time, they really pull on the old heartstrings because of the
Mm,
animal
abs-
related drama.
yeah.
But that's why we keep watching them because they're enthralling.
Well, yeah, they were nice little wholesome films. Perfect family films for the 80s. Next one is another film where, if you've seen this one, I'll give you 1 million, maybe not two. It's a relatively new film and it hasn't had a physical release at all. Even if you've heard of this film, I might send you $10. It's called Snack Shack.
Snack Shack.
Have you heard of it?
No.
There we go. Okay, you owe me $10. It was only released last year. It's got Gabrielle LaBelle in it. If you don't know Gabrielle LaBelle, he played Lorne Michaels in the recent Saturday Night film, and he was also the young Spielberg in The Fablemans?
I haven't seen either of them either.
Oh, haven't you?
I need to
Okay.
get onto that.
Well, Snack Shack is set in the early 90s, and it's basically these two guys. They run the snack shack in the pool, in the swimming pool, this small town swimming pool, and they kind of, it's just a coming of age film. These guys kind of they're the best mates, and they fight over girls, and then it's kind of really funny. It's just a wholesome, fun movie. Doesn't have a physical release at all anywhere ever, and you can probably deduce from that how I managed to see it, but yeah, it's really underrated, worth a watch, and I'd love to see. I'm just putting it on this list because I want to see it somewhere, somehow. It needs a release of some kind because it's great, really underrated, and needs to be seen. Yeah,
That's weird that it doesn't have a release at all. Like
it's just, yep,
releases get just a DVD.
it's super strange. It really is. Even if you look at it on Amazon, it's just you can rent it or buy it, but you cannot own it. Pardon me.
That's unbelievably bizarre.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, on Google, you put in Snack Shack, click on shopping. No, does not exist. Very strange. What's your next one?
So this is Snack Shack, right?
Yep.
From 2024.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. 2024. Yeah.
DVD
Where? What do you want?
on eBay.
Yeah, well. How come it's not even on Google that exists?
So there is a DVD of it. Very expensive.
I reckon that's a bootleg.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because if you go to Google and put Snack Shack DVD, it just does not exist.
Well, there's nothing for a Blu-ray either. It's just DVD. So hard to say. You don't know what you're buying online sometimes.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and it's going to cost about $80 to get it from the US. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it's a US release, but even if the US only get it in DVD, then it's needs something more, right?
Yeah.
I think it's sketchy. I think it's a bootleg. Anyway.
Yes. So I don't know if I'm going to use my next one because I just had another one pop in my head that I reckon would be really cool. So I might save that for another episode.
Right.
Grandma's Boy.
Oh man, why are so many people talking about this film lately? So many people.
Because it's hilarious.
I don't know.
It's really funny. Like,
I don't know if I've seen it.
you need to check it out.
I may even own it.
It would be on some streaming service. It'd have to be.
Yeah,
even
probably.
a Blu-ray of that is hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
I don't think it really had a decent release here in Australia. I'm pretty sure I saw that.
I think I've seen it.
I saw that. It was a while ago. But
oh,
yeah,
really?
Alan Covert, just great film, very funny.
It's an Adam Sandler thing, isn't it, with Nick Swardson?
Yeah, I'm sure Sandler would have been involved with it because it's got all those from 2006, so it would have been DVD back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's got like Linda Cardellini in it, which is really cool.
Yep.
Peter Dante, Joel David Moore, Kevin Nealon. Yeah, it's just even Jonah Hill's in it. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Now this next one, I think I'm going to say something you've already said before. Have you talked about Go getting a 4K before?
No, but that is a no-brainer because that's hard to get anywhere.
Yeah. Go as a must. And I think I've found that's been picking up in popularity a bit lately as well, as in people are starting to talk about it more because they remember it and it's actually really good. Doug Liman film, Sarah Polley, Timmy Oliphant. It's got quite a good cast. It's William Fichtner. Yeah, great film and 100% needs a 4K.
I did see Brendan also. Dupree went to the movies on Instagram.
Yeah.
In I think it was his Prime sales, maybe. He got a Blu-ray of it.
Yes.
And even to get the Blu-ray, it's pretty rare. Like, it's not one that's out there to just go, oh, yeah, I'll just go grab that now. But great movie.
I only own it on iTunes. Yeah. Yeah, it's $35 on Amazon right now. If it hits sale, then I'm expecting a 4K. Again, that seems like a Shout Factory type of release to me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Cool. Awesome. I'm glad you had mentioned it. What's your next one? Your last one?
So I'm going to go out strong with an absolute classic. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yeah, man. That's a cool choice. I should watch that today.
Like,
I've got time.
We need more Robin Williams on 4K.
Yeah, and again, that would be coming from the studio who made it. There's no way in the world a studio would let that be licensed out. I'd like to know what studio had that at the time. I think it might be Universal or a Paramount thing. Yeah, but yeah, you're right, Mrs. Doubtfire. That would sell really well, especially collectors nowadays. That's a really nostalgic film, and
Even
that would do
Blu-ray
really well.
of that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not easy to get a hold of. I don't think it's here in Australia.
I have it on. I know I actually picked up a Robin Williams triple set on Easy DVD last year, and it has Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Morning Vietnam, and Dead Poets. I think it was like
Yep.
$17. It wasn't expensive at all. You can probably still get it. Actually, I'll even search for it now while we're here, and so our listeners, if they want that, can still buy it. Yep, $22. It's Mrs. Doubtfire. Good morning. Yeah, three movie pack, $22.97 at the moment.
Is that DVD or Blu-ray?
No, Blu-ray. They're Blu-ray.
Yeah. That would be good. I don't think I even own that one at all.
No, well, I brought it because I, oddly enough, had never seen Good Morning Vietnam. I remember being around when my family had watched it, and I was just walked out, and because I was sick of Vietnam movies, to be honest, because that's all there was in the 80s, and it's all I ever saw or heard of, and I was just over it. So yeah, I only watched it for the first time I think last year because I got that pack. But yeah, well worth getting. My last one, I would hope you've heard of this because I really like it. It's not that well regarded. I really love it. I've seen this movie, I don't know, a dozen times. I want to see if you can guess it. Stars Christopher Walken and Alicia Silverstone. I'm not going to tell you the third person. See if you can guess it off those two. Can you imagine? Can you ever imagine Alicia Silverstone and Christopher Walken in the same movie?
Not really.
Sissy Spacek, Brendan Fraser, Blast from the Past.
Oh, I probably haven't seen that since it came out.
Yeah. I love Blast from the Past. I remember watching that. I think I might have been working in the video store at the time, and I've watched it so many times. I don't know why I love it the way I do. I just do. I think it's great. Brendan Fraser's awesome in it. Like the chemistry between those two is fantastic. Like it's funny. It's a really good concept. Christopher Walken's awesome in it. Like it's just, I don't know, such a great film. That's another one I could watch today because it's such a cold, miserable day. It's a good movie for a cold, miserable day.
It sounds like a shout release.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what it sounds like. That
it
would do something like that. Yeah, that doesn't have too many releases out there.
I don't believe it does. No.
Very good.
Yeah. So are we done? Are we done?
That's it. We got there.
It's been a long show, my man. Thank you.
Like if you guys are still hanging in at this point, hats off to you because it's been a big one for us.
Hopefully you play it on at least 1.5 speed. We should have spoken a little bit slower, just so if they do play it on double speed, it's normal speed. I'll play my podcast on 1.25, I think. But yeah, guys, thank you, firstly, Shane, for being here. That was a heavy show. It was a long one. We've been sitting on our bums for a while. I need to go for a walk and have a stretch and face this shitty weather. To all our listeners, from Sweden to China, across the globe, thank you for joining along. Thanks for being a loyal member of the KerbSide Army. I'm just making that shit up. KerbSide Collections is a member of the SPDM Crew podcasting network where you can find many decent podcasts, and one that has now dropped that I'm also hosting called the Super Fun Happy Horror Hour. The pilot of that dropped on Wednesday the 30th, and our first episode proper will be on the 13th of August. We're releasing those every fortnight. Yeah, got to plug the Super Fun Happy Horror Hour. Also, an Instagram channel of the same name, doing that with my good man and other good friend, Mike from Beyond Horror, who you can also catch on Instagram. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in and listening, and we will let you go right now.
Gotcha.